And welcome everyone, you know what time of year it is. It is the time of year for the Collegiate Tetris League. My name is Cowbow and I'm here with my co-commentator, Doue.
I am Doue, hello.
The one, the only, it's your favorite casting combo. Yeah, you know where it's at, yeah. But it's gonna be some really exciting games today. Thank you so much for coming out, and we are more than excited to come back for the 2024 iteration of Collegiate Tetris League. Doue, what are your thoughts so far?
I mean, I'm excited as hell right now. Our league is bigger than ever this season. Last year, we had 16 teams. This year, we have an entire 27 teams. The competition looking a lot fiercer than last year as well. And yeah, I'm excited to see not only the new teams that are coming in, but also the returning teams. How have they upgraded their rosters? Do they have any new strategies planned? Yeah, I'm excited to see, what everything's about.
Hey, you know what? This year, it's a bigger year. What can we say? We got some bigger teams, we got some bigger players, bigger spikes, bigger APM, bigger excitement for the fans. That's why we're here. But yeah, today we have a very exciting game. We have UCLA versus UCSC. And as you can see at the top of the screen here, UCLA is the top seed. So maybe we're going to be seeing the absolute peak of CTL gameplay for tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some players that our viewers will recognize on both of these teams. One of these teams, UCSC, of course, being third place in CTL last year due to their clever drafting strategies. But UCLA, very formidable players. So yeah, we'll see how this match goes. I think UCLA, pretty heavy favorites to win this one, but you never know. How many points can UCSC take off?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing to note about Collegiate Tetris League. So you might have seen other kind of Tetris games where it's like, 1v1, head-to-head, winner moves up in bracket, right? It's not so simple in this one. So for those of you who aren't familiar, CTL is a 5v5 crew battle format. So basically there's going to be a blind pick for the first round, which we're seeing right now. Both players are going to send out someone random, the other one doesn't know, and they're going to play against each other. And the winner of the match gets an extra point for their team, and they have to pick first for the next one, right? I think that's right.
Yeah, the winner of the match has to pick first, and then the loser gets to basically counter pick, so the loser gets to decide the matchup. And this keeps going until the match ends. So we'll have a 5v5, both teams trying to gain as many points for their team as they can, and then the winner of the set will be the team with the most points. So there are cases where you could have one team winning more sets, but the other team may have performed better in those sets and overall gain more points so they can win. So yeah, really interesting to see what kind of matches we'll get here.
I'm trying to keep it together because on my chat trail, I got a DM from Zynex and she just says, "Please save us."
Yeah, I mean, it's the first round of Swiss, and in the first round of any tournament, like even in quarterfinals for, a classic elimination style bracket, the matches aren't going to be the closest early on. But I think it'll still be fun to see some of these players. As we can see, the legendary Caboozled Pie on UCLA coming in here swinging.
Caboozled Pie, he's my favorite opener main. I really look up to him. Every time I kill someone in under 15 seconds, I think of Cab.
Yeah, very notable Tetrio player. We have a lot of other strong players on that team too. Jayan, I don't actually know how to pronounce it, but I think that's about right. Currently unranked, but was a top 100, or I think top 30 something X rank when they did rank themselves for the tournament.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and we also have Golf and Eggs here, 85th in the world right now, also on UCLA, and two other very strong U-rank players. Meanwhile, UCSC, almost the exact same roster as last year, actually. The exact same roster that got them third place. Of course, we have Zynex. A lot of people know who Zynex is.
20 TSD, woo!
Yeah. And I believe new on their team this year is Fortuity. Is a pretty solid U-rank player, as it seems, replacing Skyfire, who was on their team last year, actually.
Oh, Skyfire graduated, or?
Yeah, or I'm not sure if Skyfire graduated or moved somewhere. I know Skyfire actually this year is in Washington, so they're actually coaching the University of Washington team, another new team for our tournament. But yeah.
Skyfire, notable Tetrio World Championship analyst. Definitely has a lot of good, insightful stuff to say about gameplay. I've gotten a little bit of just kind of impromptu coaching. It was quite helpful.
Yeah, and I did get to see some of their drafting notes last year, actually, that were written by Skyfire that Zynex kindly shared to me, and they were very detailed. So I'm interested to see if UCSC still has those drafting chops, and if University of Washington will have similar drafting skills. But it seems we have our first match ready: Oxford Valley versus Shinx R.
Ooh, it seems like Oxford Valley is not just a pro of Tetrio, they're also pro at Dance Dance Revolution. So let's see if they're going to be dancing around their competition for today here. Going into the warm-up here. I'm not sure what either of these players play like. Haven't seen them before. Seems like, you know, Caboozle Pie's in the room. Obviously, we gotta see an MKO, that's right.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm expecting at least one MKO, or I mean, I'm seeing kind of the Cab MKO type 6-3. That's almost like a mechanical TSD from Shinx R over there.
Yeah, some classic Caboozled mech. I've tried many a times to get to work, but not really my kind of thing. But both these players definitely very, very skilled with that.
Yeah, I'm typing in the lobby chat there, my opener. Definitely feeling represented
It's actually
right
trademarked, yeah. Every time there's the MKO mech TSD, Cab gets $1. So if you want to donate to Caboozle Pie, make sure you slam out those mech TSDs.
Yeah, for sure, but looking like the mech TSD won't win Shinx this warm-up here. Well, we still have the real match to go, so when both players are ready, we will start the very first match of the Collegiate Tetris League for 2024.
Looking at the stats here, it does seem like Shinx R is a little bit of the faster player, but otherwise the versus and APM are looking pretty comparable right now. I don't know.
Yeah, a very close match to kick things off with all things considered. So we'll see if they're able to take a point or maybe even win a round, actually. Would be the best way for things to go.
Going with some PCO and double PCs, but it seems like Shinx R is going to be getting the garbage from that one, unfortunately for them. But actually, maybe working in their favor because of all the clean garbage.
Yeah, Shinx R not quite able to get that second PC for themselves, but still in a much better position, actually. Oxford Valley bumped up to the top of the board, had to waste the eyepiece there, so not going to be able to use that clean garbage. First round going to Shinx R.
Definitely looking close for both players, but we know for sure that Oxford Valley is going to be adapting to that first game and trying to find some counterplay here. Shinx R,
yeah, Shinx R using the hockey spin. Big fan of that opener. Meanwhile, Oxford Valley actually kind of messed up their opener, I believe. Kind of placed the piece in the wrong section. Not really going to affect them much, though. Going back down to the bottom of the board, and it's Shinx R now on the back foot.
Yeah, although Shinx R does have a lot of clean garbage they can capitalize on if they're able to get down the well here. Looking a little bit rough on the down stack, but they are able to find a cancel in time.
Yeah, they do get that eyepiece just at the right moment, and board is still looking a bit messy for both players. Shinx R actually doing a bit of down stack before getting that Tetris, but yeah, it's still anyone's round, actually.
Going back and forth, though, I don't know. I think that Shinx R definitely in the place to take this the second round, my apologies. And Oxford Valley does have a fantastic cancel with the down stack, and they are going to be on the offensive mode for now.
Yeah, Shinx R getting that T-spin earlier, but kind of made a hole in their stack, really halted their offensive pressure, but coming right back with a down stack with a Tetris as well.
It's looking pretty close to both players, but all this T-miss drop is not doing Shinx R any favors at all right now. But they are able to fix that pretty well, and Oxford Valley at the top of their board, trying to downstack, but not able to, and Shinx R takes their second round.
Yeah, despite the T-miss drop, Shinx R able to find a quick recovery, able to convert that into a Tetris, and yeah, really great to see these players still trying their best, and what
my
is
gosh,
that?
this 4-wide
board!
Hey, I'm not singing the song, I need money for that one. Prize pool. 13 spike though, with the 4-wide. Oxford Valley not receiving too much, with some pretty nice cancels to cancel it out though.
Yeah, pretty much all of that she's canceled on Shinx R's side, and we're actually seeing a lot of misdrops. That O piece, not quite where Shinx R wants it, but they're doing an excellent job of recovering from all this. So
both players at a fairly even board state. The back-to-back is online for Shinx R and Oxford Valley, but it seems like Shinx R has a slight advantage on it. Oxford Valley breaks their back-to-back here, and it seems to be pretty close to both players. Shinx R a little bit higher up than they'd probably like to be, though.
Yeah, and the board needs a lot of cleaning from Shinx R, looking very messy, and that's actually going to be the first round taken by Oxford Valley there. Not able to recover from that misdrop.
I don't know, Oxford Valley really coming out of this score valley here, and determined to tie up the game if they can take this next round. And seems to be back-to-back building on both sides. Oxford Valley, very nice 6-3 stack. Going into a 12 spike, but Shinxar is ready to spike back if they can open up in time here.
Yeah, that eyepiece used by Shinxar, though, kind of at an awkward timing. Gonna have to downstack really hard to get out of this one. Finds a nice T-spin single, though, to convert that into a spike. Will it be enough to kill Oxford Valley? Actually, in a pretty safe spot, I say that as they use the eyepiece, but get back to the bottom of the board.
Yeah, I really like how both these players are able to find good ways to open up wells. Definitely a very important skill at higher ranks. You have to be able to access that clean garbage, or else you just get completely spiked out.
Indeed. And when you do get to the bottom of the board, that is when you try to look for these maybe stronger attacks to try to kill your opponent, stronger spikes. But we're seeing a lot of upstacking from Oxford Valley here, actually trying to attack Shinxar, but it's not really exactly working out. I mean, Shinxar is getting closer and closer to the top of the board with every attack, but they've been able to downstack out of a lot of rough board situations so far.
Yeah, I think the defense from both players is looking really solid. Although Shinxar is going to need to use some of that at the top of the board. Oxford Valley sends a huge spike over, and that is going to be enough to tie up the rounds here.
Yeah, not going to be able to save themselves out of that one. Oxford Valley finally tying it up. We'll see how both players play these next few rounds. I don't know if that's an actual opener that Oxford Valley did. I think they just like went for like a random T-spin.
You know what? Honestly, I respect it. I'm an opener main myself, but you know, when people are able to find good attack without using the predetermined setups, it's always nice to see. You know, it shows creativity.
Yeah, for sure. And you definitely do need to be creative to escape out of a lot of these situations. Shinxar finding a nice spin there. Going to downstack themselves out, and wow, what an impressive spike.
Oh, Oxford Valley is almost at their clean here. Shinxar at the bottom of the board doesn't really have much punish right now. It's looking like Oxford Valley is going to be in the driver's seat for the pacing of this round here so far.
For sure. And having a clean Tetris stack now, going to be able to lay onto Shinxar here, and Shinxar going to be topped out. Oxford Valley taking the lead.
Ooh, what do you think the biggest factor in Oxford Valley's lead is so far, Doue? I think it's a really close game, but...
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the things that Oxford Valley has been able to take advantage of is the fact that Shinxar is kind of misdropping a lot in these matches, and Oxford Valley's been able to stay, I'd say, relatively more consistent. In the first two matches, Shinxar was kind of able to recover from a lot of the misdrops, but as the matches have gone on, Oxford Valley has been laying on the pressure harder and harder, I think.
Consistency is definitely the bane of most Tetris players, for sure. And, you know, it could be interesting to see how these players are adapting to the gameplay as it goes further on. But speaking going further on, this back-to-back is going to be continuing, never mind, not continuing from Shinxar and Oxford Valley too, while both those players using the Commentator's Curse and breaking their back-to-back, but probably the safer play for both of them.
Oxford Valley, they're finding a nice T-spin at the top of the board, and is going to be able to get to the eyepiece time to save themselves. Shinxar not going to be able to continue the pressure here, has to do some downstacking to get rid of the cheese, so we're back into a more neutral position.
Oh, though not neutral for long, Shinxar going for a quick punish and tying up the game yet again. You know, we said it's the first round and it might be unbalanced, but this is one of our closest matches that we've seen so far. I guess it's the first game, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, really interesting to see that both players, you know, the first round for CTL is in a CTL match is a blind pick, so it's interesting to see that both players actually picked two very similarly ranked players for this match.
But, you know, the fact that they're similarly ranked means that every point is going to count. So, you know, different from other games, you don't want to just win. You need all the points you can get.
Yeah, awkward J-spin there for Shinxar actually might have themselves top out. No place, good place to put that eyepiece. Oxford taking the lead once again.
Yeah, definitely tough, but it's very nice to see in this U-rank sort of gameplay, people are able to find and build punish off of their opponent's bad board states. So very interesting to see. What is also interesting is that PC from Oxford Valley sending over to Shinxar, but a lot of clean is allowing them to have a lot of priority and try to build up some attack here.
Yeah, Shinxar not able to use all of that clean for themselves, having to do a bit of down stacking, so the attack isn't as strong as they probably would have liked it, but still able to find a really nice attack here, and no eyepiece for Oxford Valley. They're probably gonna not be able to top out this round, but as I say that... Oh! No, okay, never mind.
Yeah, you know, it's okay, you're building up for the next one. It's like, you know, when you build an extra TSD over your spike just so you can cancel, that's what you're doing. You know, it's just... It's a macro play.
Yeah, it's like building one up right when, without being able to find your next TP. So Shinxar doing kind of like have KO.
Oh, that's relatable. But, you know, Shinx are definitely looking at Q here, finding some pretty nice attacks and building up into a nice 10 spike. Oxford Valley, though, prepared for it, ready to open up. Unfortunate eyepiece waste on their side, and Shinxar goes for the punish. Oxford Valley barely able to make it out, though.
And Shinxar had the strided for a Tetris there, but wasn't actually able to kill, and the board now is kind of awkward for them, not able to really find any sort of attack, so...
Ooh, LST coming out from Oxford Valley seems to be pretty good, I think. Able to develop even more attacks. 14 spike is going to be the magic number to take the slight lead over Shinxar here.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're UCSC in this situation, you kind of want as many points as possible, because this might be the closest match you're going to get today, unless you go for something else. So hopefully Shinxar can stabilize. They might be able to hear Oxford Valley getting a pretty awkward misdrop, but actually finding a nice T-tuck to set up a T-spin. Very creative.
It seems like Oxford Valley is in a pretty decent spot now. They do have some clean to work with, but Shinxar's C-spin is looking so strong for them. Big spike coming up, not getting the second TST, unfortunately for them. And Oxford Valley is alive with a lot of clean garbage.
Shinxar having to cancel out the T-spin with an S-piece, and once again halting his offensive pressure, so not able to take out Oxford Valley.
Oh, Shinxar does have this build-up though, going for a little bit of an interesting play with the O-piece there. Oxford Valley needs to find this punish, going for a big spike here. Shinxar has an even bigger cancel. Very, very well played.
Yeah, we're seeing, again, Shinxar, he has been making a lot of misdrops, but still able to recover from them very effectively, and I think that is one of his biggest strengths here in this matchup. If he can recover from these misdrops, he definitely can swing the match into his favor by finding another big spike, but it'll be rough if this keeps going. Oxford Valley remaining consistent, still going hard.
Yeah, you know what, that's what we love to see. Even though the games are going a little bit longer than they'd probably like to have, it's, you know, they're not giving up, pushing with all they can to try and find any kind of attacks that can top out their opponents here. Speaking of that, though, Oxford Valley looking to find a little bit of down-stacking efficiency here, keeping back-to-back while going down.
Yeah, that was a tough eyepiece to placement for Shinxar. Very awkward, but able to survive out of it, and actually takes out Oxford Valley there. Very smart to get that T-spin single. And would have had a Tetris and a T-spin double to go, so Shinxar...
Oh yeah, Shinxar's board was so clean at the end there.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely had that round in the bag for himself. And both players this time, though, finding a simultaneous PC. Oxford Valley not finding the second one, though.
Yeah, Shinxar does go into DPC, but unfortunately received garbage, not able to continue off of it. But, 13 spike from Oxford Valley to Shinxar means that Shinxar's in a lot of danger, able to open up just in time though, and Oxford Valley is now on the receiving end of Shinxar's punishment. Big 9 spike, Oxford Valley at the top of the board, finding some pretty nice cancels though.
Yeah, much more volatile start to the round than last time. Both players sending clean garbage back and forth, able to cancel just in time though, to keep themselves in the game. Oxford Valley looking clean here, and Shinxar's board looking like...
looking like my board when I play.
Yeah, definitely looking like a mess, but if he can get himself out of this one, it should be a piece of cake.
Oh... Speaking of cake, it seems like there's a sweet down stack coming on Shinxar's board here. Very, very well done. And they are now in the offensive driver's seat here. Back-to-back times 2. Unfortunately, offline being broken, but Oxford Valley's board is looking like the entire cheese factory right now.
Yeah, so much cheese on Oxford Valley's board. Had to downstack a lot though, and Shinxar actually not really able to capitalize on Oxford Valley's board messiness, so it's gonna be a lot of work. They have a lot more additional work they have to do in order to take it around. And these rounds have been going long, actually. Last round went almost 2 minutes. This round already reaching the 90-second mark.
I can't relate. My rounds only last like 10 seconds. That's crazy.
Yeah, either you kill them on the opener or the round ends.
Oh, wait, this STSD is huge from Shinxar. Back-to-back 2, broken. Not enough to top out Oxford Valley, unfortunately, but they're trying to keep up the pressure here.
Yeah, we keep seeing Shinxar set up these very, very ambitious setups and T-spins. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. And a lot of times they are just not quite enough to take out Oxford Valley, whose consistency is able to put themselves, take themselves out of the dangerous situation. But now that's a pretty bad situation they just put themselves in.
Yeah, the SP Smith jump not doing them any favors. Oxford Valley trying to hit the down stack here, and Shinx are looking for any kind of punish they can. Back-to-back is online, back-to-back 2 here. Oxford Valley trying to down stack, opening up their well. Actually, very, very well played. Looking to find a little bit of build-up to get some cancel against Shinx.
Shinx going for Old Reliable, stacking up for 2 Tetrises. Honestly, sometimes that's the fastest way to find an attack, and sometimes it works out, but in this case, it might not.
Oh. Super, super close, but Oxford Valley on match point. Big win for their team coming up. If they're able to take this, Shinx needs to get 2 points if they want to take this back.
Players going for a PCO, but neither able to find a Shinx, going into a more stable stacking pattern, and seems to have made a misdrop, but able to recover pretty fast on the board.
Looking like Shinx has a lot of offense they're able to get off of this, but not enough to top out Oxford Valley. Looking to find oh, nice 8 spike here, and continuing with a donation. Shinx has so much, and they do tie up the game, even with a team misdrop at the end.
Yeah, bringing it to tiebreaker, very exciting to see. So when you win a round in this new format, you do gain an extra point, which is different from last year, where there was no extra points. And as I mentioned, I don't think Shinx is getting an extra point with that Hachi spin misdrop. One of the worst openers to a misdrop, because your board is going to be in an unsalvageable state if you fail on that T-spin triple.
Hey, you know what? It was a super, super close game between both of those players there, but it seems like Oxford Valley going to be schooling Shinx for that last round there. Oxford's a school, yeah? Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah,
it's
Oxford.
Like the American one, yeah. I'm Canadian, I wouldn't know.
I thought, wasn't Oxford in the UK?
What, is it?
Something like that.
I'm looking this up right now, hold on.
Either way, he goes to UCLA, so it's still a bit weird to me.
Oh, it's in England. Yes, shows how much I know. Well, you know what? That's you learn something new every day, and it seems like Oxford Valley learning that they are extremely, extremely strong in Tetrio for sure.
Yeah, but definitely a very strong showing from Shinx in that last round. Able to almost win the set against Oxford Valley. And as I say that, it seems like both players have decided their picks. So UCLA picking first because they won the round, have decided on the other red guy as their pick. And CSC in response have picked Telesis.
I didn't read the teams at first, and I thought you were just like saying the other red guy. I was like, bro, say his name, he deserves it. But nope, that is their actual name. Their bio says, Tuff is a type of rock formed from the compaction and lithification of volcanic ash. Truly an explosive factor. And Telesis one time saw a crocodile in real life, but let's see if they've got the bite to come back for their Bart. Wait, no, that's the dog thing. Hey, you know what? You get it.
Yeah.
Go to the warm-up here.
Well, I mean, UCSC definitely looking to take a bite out of the opponent's point lead before they have to face their X ranks. So we'll see if Telesis has what they need to go. And
wait, the other red guy is so fast. Wait, this is kind of crazy. 25, but slowing down a little bit, trying to plonk it out. Telesis is bored and not looking too great with this cheese, and especially not with this team misdrop here.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, it's still a warm-up round, but usually, depending on how they play, a warm-up is pretty indicative of how the games might end up going. So we'll see if the other red guy maintains that kind of speed advantage going into the lead.
Well, you know what, as Garbocan says, warm-ups are for losers.
Yeah, and he also famously lost that that best MVC match, so.
I know production's laughing in the background. I'm sure she's laughing.
I mean, we'll see how it goes. The other red guy, looking at the stats, just does have a 0.4 PPS lead on the average last 10 game stats. So again, we'll see if Telesis can deal with it.
It is close for the here too. Both these players, 24k U ranks, looking pretty strong here. What else is looking strong is Telesis' board state keeping a little bit of stuff they can access here. The other red guy has a lot of cheese on their board, seeing how they're gonna handle it.
And the other red guy having to spend a lot of that time down stacking, but Telesis' offensive pressure has kind of just vanished after sending those first few T-spins at the start. Well, the other red guy finding a S-prop for their T-spin in the middle of their 9-0 stack, but as I say that, do a huge misdrop.
Yeah, you know, that's a different kind of Z-prop there. We don't like those as much. And you know, I do like the solve though. It's a very nice solve.
Overhang. Ooh, Telesis really nice overhang there, floating T-spin into a Tetris. Will it be enough to take out the other red guy?
Oh, it's looking pretty close. Other red guy looking to find any kind of cancel, but it is not enough against Telesis's offensive. Telesis's. Wow, that's a mouthful right there.
Yeah, Telesis, they're very consistent offensive pressure near the end in order to take out the other red guy, and actually finding a PC when the other red guy didn't. A second PC going in, and a third PC is actually going to give him the round.
I do believe that the other red guy was going for PC no there, where you purposely decline PCO, but unfortunately not really working out for them there.
Yeah, the board getting a bit too messy in order for them to continue that setup, and
This goes for PC, other red guy purposely accepting, but I don't know if they'll be able to accept this misdrop on their board here. Looking a little rough. Telesis looking to find some pressure, but the other red guy's speed is really doing them a lot of favors. Able to find some pretty nice down stacks out of their precarious situations.
Yeah, misdrop not gonna kill the other red guy this time, but the amount of misdrops that they did show in those last two matches is what allowed Telesis to take the round. But as I say that now, massive 22 spike, Telesis having to tank a bit of garbage, messed up the board a little to keep that well open though, and is going to survive. Meanwhile, the other red guy's board now, looking at a bit like modern art once again.
Yeah, that's so tough. The other red guy has insane APM, but it is also counteracted by the amount of misdrops on the board, and saying that, misdropping the L piece and taking their third L against Telesis here. It's looking really close. I feel like the biggest thing the other red guy needs is just try to put the pieces where they want them, because when that happens, I mean, it sounds obvious, but they have so much offensive power here.
Yeah, and we've seen him wait for a lot of those attacks to come out from Telesis, doing a bit of a macro plonking, but a lot of that doesn't seem to be working out for him when he starts playing fast and starts misdropping. I do think if the other red guy can slow down a bit in this matchup, it might be more effective.
Yeah, perhaps that is the case. Back-to-back 5 though online at a blistering 2.9 PPS still for the other red guy, putting on even more pressure against Telesis, who is actually doing very well counteracting it.
Yeah, really good use of that clean garbage in order to cancel the other red guy's offensive pressure from Telesis. But both players now with kind of a messy board, the other red guy though in a much more dangerous position.
Yeah, absolutely. Telesis is trying to find any kind of punish they can, but they're also dealing with their board state, unable to find enough to top out the other red guy, who on the other hand is looking to find, that they're topping out.
Yeah, very bad round. Very bad IP misdrop there from the other red guy, and you know, the name the other red guy kind of implies that there's an original red guy, or maybe there's like a different red guy.
Or the other red guy when they find the alternate blue girl. I don't know. Oh, but they find a PC there and take their first round. Much needed play there. Yeah,
really unfortunate IP misdrop from Telesis. Had basically a T-spin ready to go, but dropping the I there not only canceled their T-spin setup, but also meant that they wasted an I, so when the other red guy's offensive pressure did come in, they were out of options.
Yeah, you know what? It happens. There's a lot of things you can do in this game, but sometimes the board or the queue just doesn't quite work out for you. Seems to be working out pretty well for the other red guy though, on the other hand. Going with a lot of pressure. Back-to-back is online. Let's see if they keep it up here.
Telesis, very clean board and able to send a lot of cheese onto the other red guy's board. And I always think about this concept where you send cheese to your board and then send clean after it. It's always very dangerous to deal with, because as you can see, look at that long line of clean garbage, but the few lines of cheese on the other red guy's board meant there was no way for him to access that clean garbage.
It's really tough. I think that the other red guy has some fantastic APM on a clean board, but as soon as cheese gets injected onto it, it doesn't look quite as good for them. But, you know, that's most people. I feel that too.
Yeah, no IPs for the other red guy means they need to cycle through one really quickly, and having to do some unoptimal downstacking. Telesis, with the early LST, able to send so much garbage onto the other red guy's side.
Oh, big 10 spike from Telesis, but the other red guy spiking right back with a very nice counter spike. And Telesis at the top of the board looking to find any kind of downstack.
Telesis looking in a much better position now, but the other red guy upstacking very quickly, but has a somewhat clean board stay. I was going to say very clean, but did kind of mess it up right at the end. And another unfortunate eyepiece. misdrop. That's like a classic finesse misdrop, actually, when you drop the eyepiece one away from the edge. We've seen that happen like 2 or 3 times now on the red guy's side, and
We've
yeah,
all
definitely
been there,
slowing
the
down
red
might
guy.
help.
Yeah. Telesis going with the LST here, looking pretty smooth. The other red guy finding some nice T-spins of their own though, and Telesis is unfortunately unable to continue their LST.
Yeah, but clean stacking on Telesis' side is going to mean they have some attack to send back. Bit of an awkward J piece placement, but able to solve it with the I piece, and now has a much cleaner board, able to attack or defend with.
It's looking like pretty equal between both players. The other red guy has a little bit more garbage that is able to spike, and they do use it. Telesis at the top of the board, and it is now on the other red guy to find any kind of punish, but they are unable to. Telesis is able to find an escape here, and they have a lot of clean to work with.
Yeah, definitely looking to set up some sort of attack, but actually doing a lot of awkward skimming on top of that Tetris wall means no strong attack is going to be able to come out. And this time it's red guy on the offensive with all that bit of cheese, bit of clean, and they're going to take this round.
Ooh, okay, the other red guy seems to be getting the groove on for their gameplay. Maybe they are just warming up and coming in for the reverse sweep here.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be crazy if he is able to take another 5 rounds in a row, but in a close match like this, anything can happen.
Hey, we've seen crazier things here at CTL, so, you know, for sure it could happen.
Yeah, having to do some skims on his side of the board, while Telesis kind of misspinning the Imperial Cross there, and by kind of, I mean definitely, you do not want to drop that T like that in your Imperial Cross.
Oh no, it seems like they got Imperial crossed. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with that.
They definitely crossed themselves up with that one, and
there we go. That's what we were looking for. See, Doue is just the replay review for my jokes here. I love it.
yeah.
But I also love this LSD from the other red guy into a 13 spike, super strong, but unable to top out Telesis.
S-piece misdrop though on Telesis' side means that the other red guy's gonna take it, and honestly, I think Telesis might be kind of getting nervous. They were in, he was in the lead for such a solid amount of time, but as the matches kept going, the other red guy taking these matches.
Oh, Telesis going with the SDPC here. Oh no, misheld, unfortunately, and not going to find the PC on their side.
I do think when you are down so many points and expected to lose, that's when the least pressure is on you.
That's true.
I really shouldn't say anything
but speaking
anymore.
of pressure, Telesis' pressure, a little bit too much for the other red guy to handle, and it seems like Telesis taking a much-needed win there, honestly. Very, very well played.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the post-match lobby, and both players have sent exactly 453 lines.
Wait, true! That's crazy!
Yeah, what an incredibly close match. Honestly, these first 2 matches, very fun to watch, and UCSC actually up to an early lead in this case, so... Yeah, looking good for UCSC, but...
It's so close, it's so close for sure. Yeah, Tormentula in chat, exactly. Here come the X ranks, as you said. Well put. You know, the caliber of gameplay is only going to increase from here on out for sure.
Yeah, I think if I were UCSC here, I'd just take a screenshot of the current match. Be like, hey, look, we got the lead on UCLA. We're in a better team right now.
Go, we gotta have Zinix versus Cowbow, right? Like the sibling rivalry.
Oh, that would be such a funny match to watch. I feel like, you know, you never know. You never know, but yeah, right? Both teams have decided their next 2 matches. UCSC picking Fortuity, their newest player, and UCLA picking Wolf and Eggs, the first of the 3 X ranks to come out.
Ooh. Looking strong, not, you know, the greatest odds for Fortuity here, but as a reminder, here in CTL, it's not all about just winning. If Fortuity is able to take points off of Golf and Eggs, that will be absolutely huge for their team here.
Yeah, honestly, you're just trying to scrape as many points as you can here, and I think the match has started without a warm-up, so is this intended to be a warm-up?
I think this is supposed to be a warm-up. Both these players agreed to one. But I know. Anyways, back into the game here. Don't know if it's a warm-up or not, but both these players are going to be trying to find out what their opponent's skill sets are so far.
Yeah, and honestly, it's definitely an uphill battle for 2D in this case. Obviously, in the previous match, we did see Telesis, who was technically a lower TR, win out, but
First to
I
7
think-
warm-up, apparently. Yeah, I guess so. Are they... Who's the host of the thing? Wait,
Yeah, I think this match should be
I think
avoided.
we avoid this. We avoid this. Apologies for that one. There's slight technical difficulties, but you know what? We're making sure the players are extra warm with that first to 7 warm-up. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyways,
this gives
getting
us more
some,
time to look at each player's fun facts, right?
True. Golf and Eggs loves K-Barbecue. Press 1 in chat if you're a K-Barbecue fan. And Fortuity is a cuber. I actually used to cube myself, but I was never really
really
fast or competitive. Yeah, my best time was 30 seconds for a 3x3, but I did very basic stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I myself never really got into cubing. I think I've checked it out a bit, but so much stuff you need to memorize. Kind of a bit like Tetris, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any relation other than colored squares and memorization?
Honestly, I think that there is. Both of those are pretty significant relations. You know, Fortuity is a PCer, I believe. But you know what? Maybe instead they are a stick spinner here.
Yeah, but misdropping that stick spin definitely not going to help, especially against an X rank like that, who just finds that massive spike on his side of the board.
Yeah, Golf and Eggs taking the first round. Fortuity just needs to find any ways to find some kind of points they can take off of Golf and Eggs here. That would be very big for their team. Oh, it's Stick Skim on Fortuity's side. I see. Stick Skim. Unfortunate SP's misdrop, but able to fix it up pretty well. Golf and Eggs getting pushed up, but in a pretty good board state right now.
Now, eyepiece at just the right time for Golf and Eggs means he's going to be able to save himself and also take the match.
That's brutal. That counter spike from Golf and Eggs was fantastically done. Fortuity, unfortunately, not able to find enough cancel.
Yeah, I do think that's the downside of a lot of these stick spin type setups, where... Oh, and as I mentioned the stick spin, another misdrop of that opener from Fortuity.
Oh, no.
Not very fortunate, for sure. For fortuitous? Very
Yeah,
fortuitous.
exactly. I know what you mean. I get what you mean. I also realized that Golf and Eggs is like the thing that people say before the match. It's not GLHF and GG's, it's golf.
Oh, you're actually so right. I just thought this person really liked golf and really liked to eat eggs.
Hey, I mean, I guess they still like Golf and Eggs, just a different type. But I also like this 14 spike form for Fortuity. Unfortunately, Golf and Eggs is gonna be spiking back real hard with an 8 spike, and that is gonna mean they're taking their 4th round here. Fortuity
Yeah, all clean
definitely
garbage
needs to find something.
over to the Golf and Egg side means he's just going to be able to counter spike that, and Fortuity not going to be able to hit the eyepiece fast enough.
Stick Skim again from Fortuity's side, but a misdrop means that they're not able to find the full attack, and Golf and Eggs is going to find the punish they need for their 5th round here.
Yeah, Golf and Eggs really running away with this one. Probably hungry to eat some KBBQ after this, so trying to end the match as fast as possible. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm actually going out for KBBQ after CTLNs today, so...
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, big fan. Big fan as well, Golf and Eggs, if you can hear me.
I'm also a big fan of this 3 PPS 215 versus gameplay from Golf and Eggs. Fortuity looking to be on the brink of getting swept here unless they're able to find 1 point against Golf and Eggs.
Yeah, and even, you know, when you are down 6-0, there's still always a chance that you surprise your opponent, jump scare them with a strong opener. Yeah, X ranks have definitely fallen to lower ranks, just dropping a massive spike via openers before this tournament.
Oh, but unfortunately, it's not going to be
time.
happening this time. Yeah, Golf and Eggs, putting... Do they say eggs in chat? I don't know. I'm curious. I want to see.
Well, Fortuity said GG's, so just add a E right behind it. And
Golf and Eggs saying eggs. All right, that's what I thought. Oh man. Well, very well played from both players. Honestly, it's tough playing against an X rank with that big of a rank disparity. There's not a lot you can do, but I don't know, Doue, if you were in their situation, what would you have done instead to play against a scary X rank?
I mean, I think it's actually really hard if you don't have like a good opener. I think an opener is actually the best way to try to punch above your weight class, so to speak, because on the off chance that your opponent did misdrop at the beginning, it's really hard for them to deal with a very strong kill opener.
Right.
Like maybe something like a SDPC spin or like a MS2, as you do like Cowbow.
Okay, both of the scummy openers that I use.
No, but it's true. If you can whip one out fast enough against an opponent who, does have the misdrop, And we've seen it before. RKY from last year has had bad days. Almost lost to Neko Meow, the legendary match. If anyone remembers last year's meme contest.
I'm not quite familiar. It was a little long ago, but you know what? It's oh my gosh! Wait, Jin is on top of the board trying to find the down stack here. They had a really nice floating, but unfortunately not in the right spot for that one.
Yeah, Zonkbonk with no further attack there almost took out Jain. And honestly, yeah, very, very good attempt from Zonkbonk. Hopefully, that will translate to the actual match, and maybe he can actually whip out a win against Jain.
Hey, you never know. You never know. 23.9 versus 24.9 is not the most ideal thing to see, but you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, maybe we will see Zonkbonk using openers, as you said before, to try to find some sort of advantage. I was going to say edge, but chat would have gone off on that one. Some sort of advantage over Jin.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, and the other thing is, even after you do send that opener, you need to make sure you're ready to follow up, because while they're downstacking that misdrop, if you aren't able to follow up and actually close the match out, it could be rough.
Speaking of closing the match out, Jin looking to close out that early round with an MS2 into DPC, my favorite opener there. I'm a little biased.
Yeah, 4.73 PPS on that MS2. It means that Zonkbonk not going to have any time to react. And that is another one of the big problems when you're playing against someone so much stronger than you, is the speed advantage.
Oh my god, the 23 spike from Jin is disgusting. And Zonkbonk getting bonked in their second round here. I don't really know if there's a lot they can do, but they're going to fight as hard as they can, and I respect that.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if you, if that close match during the warm-up had Jain kind of shaken a bit. Jain
like
definitely
5
not holding back
PPS from Jin.
all.
That's insane. Oh my god. Hey, you know what? There's no room for mercy here in CTL. Both of these teams need all of the points they can get. And Jin's going for those points with an MS2 here.
Yeah, Zonkbonk actually able to send the perfect clear. I'm gonna be able to tank some of that garbage by sending it, but again, needs to withstand that 4 PPS pressure and wasting that
Oh my
eye.
god, this is disgusting.
You can't
8
do.
back-to-back from Jin, not leaving Zonkbonk any room to come out of that one alive.
Yeah, the X ranks in UCLA coming out swinging, showing absolutely no mercy. Golfin Eggs had to go fast, but Jain with the first misdrop of the round.
This is Zonkbonk's opportunity to find some sort of punish here, but Jin seems to have fixed up their board pretty well, and back-to-back 3 online is enough to top out Zonkbonk for their 5th round.
Yeah, and I'm noticing that Zonkbonk does not have the infinite soft drop factor, having to slowly soft drop things, and that can definitely be a detriment when it comes to doing T-spins, and especially when it comes to potentially fixing misdrops, because for every misdrop you make, you probably have to do some sort of tuck, like right here.
Oh no!
Another misdrop.
The eyepiece on top was too much, and unfortunately Jin is unmatched. Point here. Can Zonkbonk find anything to find the lucky pressure they need to top out Jin?
I believe in Zonkbonk.
I also believe in Zonkbonk. It's looking close, but Jin is not looking to find any kind of way that Zonkbonk can take around. And even with a nice S-spin, it is not enough for Zonkbonk. And Jin taking a very decisive sweep for their team here.
Yeah, for sure. And both teams, well, it did look close for the first 2 matches, but as these next 2 matches have come rolling out, yeah, UCLA just been running away with it. I'm getting a sound ad on Tetra right now. I cannot hear myself playing.
Wait, you're getting a sound ad? What?
Yeah, the ad is playing sound.
Dude, I mean, I've never heard that before, quite literally.
I'm gonna rejoin the room.
Yeah, the sound ad is like, do you love your collegiate Tetris League? Well, the best way to do that is to donate to the prize pool in the link below. Production. You can get some crazy things, like commentators singing a song, wearing maid outfits, or playing the recorder with their nose. Donate now to CTL. Was that the ad?
Yeah, and we'll be revealing those at the end of the stream with what exactly the donation incentives are. Well, speaking of sound, I think UCLA have a pretty sound lead in this match so far. But going into this next match with Caboozle Pie versus Zynix, the sibling rivalry match,
It's
I wonder if
happening.
we'll see some funny things.
Oh man. Kaboozle Pie says Zynix alt account, and Zynix says I asked my brother to play for me, but production has warned them. Now I know this may be obvious, but I need to make it very clear that at any point in time you guys play on someone else's account, I will disqualify both of you.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Oh, both players forwarding. This is crazy.
They shouldn't really play on each other's account. Getting a fat
Kaboozle Pie with a 33 spike
spike.
against Zynix. This is brutal.
And I mean, a 33 spike from a raw 4 wide is just
What
absolutely
is
horrifying.
this? Oh my god. The BM is so real. Kaboozle Pie stabbing the pieces on both sides, and Zynix staring at a massive red wall coming towards them. Oh, they're still alive though. Wait, this is their chance. But
No.
unfortunately, Cap taking
Definitely
that
isn't.
round there. That's crazy. Hey, we gotta say here at CTL we do not endorse BM, but if it's against your sibling, you know that's fair enough. If you like
Yeah,
that.
and it was a warm up, understandable. I'll take
It was a
it.
warm up.
I know how it is.
Zynix just says wait in chat. Oh man, perhaps begging for mercy against her brother here. Oh man, Trooper in chat says BMing your sibling is the correct move.
Yeah, Zynix trying her best to, I don't know, come up with some sort of loophole.
Unfortunately, this is not Tetris Survivor, and we are not allowing those loopholes here. Kaboozle Pie throwing an into chat for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I personally, I think that Zynix is not going to win Collegiate Tetris League. She is at the inherent disadvantage of being able to DPC at 3 PPS. And I think she's gonna breeze through the early rounds, which is gonna give her a false sense of security. And yeah, something coming past. Too funny.
Well, I mean, if there's any way to try to jump scare an opponent that's much higher ranked than you, it would be to do an opener, but Kaboozle Pie,
Yeah,
kind
Kaboozle Pie,
of in a
notable
different
opener
league.
main, I must say.
notable opener main
Yeah,
maybe.
Honestly, it's looking pretty survival for Zynix. Really putting on the plonk here, trying to find the most efficient way to survive. But Kaboozle Pie, no mercy at all. Back-to-back 5 online, and Zynix is, oh my god, the red bar has gone above her screen. That's brutal. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm sure if this was the old Tetru attack indicators, we'd see a rainbow by now. Zynix kind of just stalling at this point.
But the pieces raining down on Zynix right here, and Kaboozle Pie not letting up the pressure with a 13 back-to-back. Zynix says, why am I here? It's just to suffer in the chat.
Well, maybe Zynix finds something to do some quickly
I
misdraw.
mean, double
Maybe
PCs
she
from
can take some
both,
points.
but it seems like Kaboozle Pie does have the advantage, building up a huge back-to-back, and Zynix, finds a nice cancel though. Unfortunately, not surviving the pressure from the back-to-back 7 from Kaboozle Pie.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, it's going to be very hard for Zynix to take a single point off Kaboozle, if we're being honest. Assuming Kaboozle is going to be trying his best in these matches, which I really hope
It seems like he is right now. I don't know. I think the next family dinner might be a little bit awkward at the dining table. Like, hey, are we gonna talk about that or what? But we are gonna be talking about the 3-0 lead that Kaboozle Pie has. If Zynix is able to perhaps find some PCs or maybe LST fast enough, she could have a chance here. But I'm really not sure.
Yeah, and I mean, Kaboozle, I think, is definitely, I would say, the player to beat in the tournament, but it's more like the player that you don't ever want to face. Because
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone who can really have a chance of like stacking up to him in general, aside from maybe RKY maybe takes a point or two.
Oh man, but Kaboozle Pie taking his 4th game here, and Zynix says you are sleeping in the garage to Cap.
Yeah, he may be sleeping in the garage, but he's definitely not sleeping during this match.
Yeah, and Zynix might be sleeping with the fishes after this game. Looking brutal on her side. Kaboozle Pie pouring on the back-to-back into the STSD, but he doesn't even need it, taking his 5th round here.
Yeah, and you know, I really hate to say it, but this is kind of the expected result of this matchup.
No, I think Zynix is gonna win this. I think she's gonna grab the broom for the reverse sweep here. I don't know, just wait. You'll see.
I mean, depends on how much how much she pays Kaboozle Pie to throw.
Whoa, Brutal. Hey, okay, that's EPL, very prestigious.
Do not endorse any sort of throwing and intentional match fixing.
Oh my
it's
God.
all a joke.
Yeah, the only things we fix here are misdrops. You know, disclaimer. Alright, seems like Zynex and Cap are both waiting. Caboozled Pie building up for a pretty nice TST. Wait, what are they cooking? What is this? No way! Actually, letting Zynex take a point off them! This is unprecedented! This is insane! Zynex, against all odds, has taken 1 round off of Caboozled Pie.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about this one, guys. Caboozled Pie definitely doing a little trolling.
Oh my God. I can only imagine Cab's team screaming in the background here as he does the most insane cooking I've ever seen. Zynex taking the opportunity to capitalize on the suspicious board state and takes her 2nd round here.
Well, hopefully Caboozled Pie turns on his monitor here for this next match.
Oh my God, he's turned on the 4-wide. This is brutal. Zynex going with the PCs. Caboozled Pie started his combo. Zynex is going straight into DPC. She could take a 3rd round here, but Caboozled Pie opening up as well in Caboozled fashion. Very, very clean.
Yeah, not gonna happen. Not gonna let Zynex take a 3rd round. Honestly, PC spam is a very good way to do it 4-wide. And against most other opponents, that probably would have taken the round. But unfortunately, you're against legendary tournament player,
like
top 5 Tetrio ranked currently in the world.
Oh my God. But you know what? Zynex does have a UC badge, and Caboozled doesn't have that. But I guess what Cap does have is the win with a back-to-back 8 for a very, very decisive victory.
Yeah, and when it comes to UCs, it is UCLA that is going to be winning out today. And yeah, I mean, very good, very strong showing from UCLA. Definitely a team to keep on the watch for. And but honestly, good showing from UCSC as well. Those 2 U-ranked matches, very close in actually able to win one of them, securing a solid amount of points. And yeah, final score being 36-16 in UCLA's favor means UCLA off to a very strong start in this tournament.
For sure, for sure. So if I recall correctly, the scoring, or sorry, the ranking in the tournament is based off of score, right? From week to week, is that correct?
Right. So the priority is matches won, but the ranking within the matches, or within like the bracket. So if you go 1-0, the ranking within there is going to be determined by score. So if you're 1-0 with 36 points, you'd be higher ranked than someone who won, say, 28 points.
And are we doing it like last year, where the teams with the highest amount of points move on for the finals? Is that correct?
Yeah. So the teams with the best records and have the best number of points will be moving on to semifinals.
Gotcha. So yeah, you know, some more depth to the gameplay here. If you're a team that's accumulating a lot of points, that can actually put you ahead of a team that has won the same amount of games, but hasn't really, or has more close matches and stuff, you know?
Indeed. And so something that we wanted to do for this year of Collegiate Tetris League is potentially interview the winners of the matches, and maybe anyone else if they would like to be interviewed after the match. So we'll see if Caboozled Pie wants to step in for a potential interview here. I was talking to them a while before the match, and I think Zynex might have also wanted to step up for this interview. But we'll see if they do want to take this. But yeah, I mean, what did you think of how the teams look? Obviously, UCLA looked incredibly strong, but how are the other teams looking?
Yeah, I will say UCLA obviously did have the Seed 1 advantage going to this game, and famous Tetris player Caboozled Pie, but you know what, I feel all things considered, UCSC put up a hell of a fight, taking as many points as they can, and you know, I'm sure the 2 points from Zynex are definitely going to be contributing quite a bit to that one for the coming matches. And you know, playing against a top seed, you just need any points you can, right? You know, playing against X ranks, super high ranked players, it's all you really can do. So very well played to both teams for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely shout out to Telesis as well for taking that match against UCLA. Again, a very hard team to match up against, but being able to win a set against that team of that caliber is very impressive.
And I believe we do have our first interviewee, Caboozled Pie. Welcome to the stream, Cab. How do you feel?
Hello. The vibes are good. I'm I've got to say it was not an expected matchup to play against my sister's squad as our very first CTL game, but I'd say it was a lot of fun, and because like we were probably gonna win anyway, it was a good opportunity for us to kind of get our U rank some practice, and I think it worked out really well because Oxford Valley had a good match. Red Guy had some unfortunate misdrops, but I think it was a good chance. It was a good chance for them to try out some competitive play, since I think a lot of the players are a little under practiced. So
Are you doing stuff behind the scenes to prep them as the?
Oh, you bet.
Let's go.
You should check out the hashtag coaching text channel in the UCLA Tetris Discord.
Oh.
Cab coaching up the players in the background, but on the other hand, Zynex, you have a big plan to make a comeback after this game.
I mean, okay. In order to, if we're going by the same system as last year, we would have to play top 4, right? Which, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, that's not happening. If you just look at the top 6 teams, yeah, that's not happening. But I mean, we're here to have a good time, right? CTL was my, last year at least was my favorite ever Tetris experience.
Hey, you know what? We're
this year
super
it
glad
looks a
to
little
hear.
this year it looks a little more lopsided. I'm very happy to be UCLA's first win in their undefeated streak impending.
Hey, I'm glad to see you cheering each other on. But how do you feel about the game you guys just played against each other, though? Any thoughts on that?
Well, I'm very happy to do business. He sold an autograph to me for 2 points.
Wait, what was the business going on? Wait, what?
Yeah, no, I made a deal that she would give me a written autograph for 2 points. So I
That's
went up
insane.
6-0, then tried to build a Jamba signature twice and failed both times. I'm actually so disappointed I failed to build them.
There's no way.
For those of you who don't know what an Ajamba signature is, it's like a Neo into another Neo into a Fit or something like that. I really wanted to build that, but I didn't get the chance.
Man, you know what? It's you're going for the style. That's the important part, right?
It was a very fun match, though, and I will say I'm very glad I had this opportunity. Since, as you may know, my lovely sister here graduates in a year, so very happy I was able to do this, in time. So yeah, thank you guys for hosting.
Hey, you know what? Thank you guys for playing. CTL truly doesn't happen without the players. We're all in university. We get it. Exams are hard. I just finished midterms. I want to cry. But we're also here playing some Tetris, and that is what we love to see. The community getting together. So thank you.
I think what we love to see is Cowbow, actually.
I don't even know who that
too.
guy is. That guy is he's probably mid at the game. I don't know. Probably an opener.
Well, yeah, he is, but
No, he has 2 first-place tournament matches. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, you carried it, okay? For all of you who don't know, I played in CAB with IFT, and that man, his back was broken afterwards. That's all I'm saying. I lost all my matches, but Caboozle Pie, the one and only carry for IFT. So thank you for that. I also think it's funny that 3 of us are opener mates.
that's true.
I did have one more question for Caboozle. So I think you said this before, and I think a lot of people think that your team basically the favorite to win this tournament. But are there any other teams out there that you think could maybe threaten you at least a bit? Some of these teams have a lot of X-ranks, right?
Yes, I think Carnegie Mellon is pretty strong. I think we beat them, but they have a strong lineup. University of Toronto also has a strong lineup, and I could see us losing to UFT if they play really, really well and we underperform a little bit. It's just that our top 3, which is me, who's rank 5, Jayen, who's rank 30, and Golf and Eggs, who's rank 70, 80, depends on the day. I don't think there's any top 3 that is even close to that in skill. So it basically boils down to us having a pretty solid overall performance without dropping too many rounds, I think.
Any
Yeah,
players
for
in
sure.
particular you're worried about, or?
Me personally, no. I think I could almost sweep every player in the tourney.
Oh, he's
But-
confident. Oh man, okay.
I'm
just
worried
backbone.
about teams, overall, because if we think about it in terms of the overall lineups, there are some teams with stronger bottom halves than ours, But if we're talking about like me personally 1v1ing people, I'm pretty confident I destroy pretty much every player in the tourney.
Hey, you know what? That's our Caboozle Ply famous MKO or opener main DPCer. But you know, we love to see it. We're rooting for both of you guys in the tournaments, and you know we're interested to see what you do next.
Oh, one little thing. I don't know if you guys saw during the stats 1v1 when I was playing my sister. That is the highest 10-game Petra League APM average I've ever had.
Oh, really?
I have 216 profile APM right now.
Oh god!
Oh, that's insane.
So yeah, if I maintain that, I feel pretty good.
Hey, he's poised to win it all, but you know, like they said, it comes down to the team. But luckily for Caboozle Pie, he's got the coaching skills to help bolster up the ranks. So yeah, great to hear it.
Hey, who plays versus anyway? I think
right,
the
20 TSD.
Yeah, right. Single player. I mean, I'm the only person in this family to have a world record right now. So
that is actually
that's what
true.
really matters, right?
Okay,
Cav, you have to get out of this fight.
I want to support single player people, but then I'd also have to support blitz players, and like I've kind of made a bit of like, you know, like a blood sacrifice to never support blitz again after I realized that I'm never even touching that record ever again in my life. So, you know, I think I support 20 TSD specifically just because she holds it.
So true, Bestie. Thank you.
Hey, fair enough. We love to see the siblings getting together for those ones. But no, it was definitely a lot of fun casting for you guys. I don't know. I don't think you guys listen while you play. I would not be able to, but it's it was a good time. So, you know, I'm glad you guys were able to get the matchup going.
I don't think it matters whether he's listening to the stream or not. He'll 7-0 me anyway.
Well, I did 7-0.
Okay, yeah, not counting the free matches, free rounds, right? No,
you know what? Sometimes we take the free stuff. You know.
I think you could be listening to like a frat party in the background and playing with only one finger, and you'd still you'd still 7-0 me.
Okay, only one finger is a bit far. Like if I take off my glasses and like chop off my legs, I might win. But like one finger is going a little bit too far.
Oh man! But I guess before we take it too far here, we do unfortunately have to wrap it up. But big thank you to both Caboozle Pie and Zynex. Congratulations to Cab for the victory. And good luck to Zynex for the rest of their matches.
Thank you for coming out, speaking with us for the interview, and yeah, thank you for playing these matches and joining the CTL. Yes. Great to have you guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, we are going to be taking a short 30-minute break, but when we come back, we will have University of Waterloo versus University of Southern California, USC. Definitely exciting match, especially considering UW were last year's winners. Yeah, hope you stick around, or maybe go outside, take a walk, get some water, come back.
No, don't go outside. We play Tetris here. No one goes outside. What? But yes, we will be back shortly. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the Collegiate Tetris League. If you weren't here before, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Cowbow, and I'm joined with my co-commentator, Doue.
Hello. Yeah, very exciting match now coming up. If you were here, if you thought the last match was interesting to watch, this match is going to be pretty exciting as well. We have UW, University of Waterloo, and these guys were actually the champions of last year. So we're going to see if they can bring anything different to the table against USC, University of Southern California, which is a brand new team in the league.
And you know, I will say, just as a testament to how big CTL has grown, UW won last year, but they are only seed 6 this year, so there's even bigger competition coming into the 2024 iteration of this tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and I do find that interesting considering UW, I'd say, actually has upgraded their roster.
Oh, really?
They now have 5 X ranks compared to last year, where I think they started with 1 X rank but ended with 4 X ranks. All players on the team improving. From their team, repeating this year, we do have Darn and Weewoo, I believe, who are playing this year, and they were on the previous roster. You can see we actually set the Among Us profile pictures for them from last year's finals.
Ooh, the throwback. Yeah, so if you weren't here for last year's CTL, there was a 5-stack Among Us for the University of Waterloo, and then they freaking won the tournament. So you know what? What better flex on the imposters is there?
Yeah, definitely a better crewmates. U of T also matched their profile picture, so that was fun to see. We'll see if anything like that happens this year. They don't quite have matching profile picture this time, but what UFC or what UW does have is, I think, the stronger matchup going into this first one, because we have Weewoo versus Neo Leon.
I think Neon Leon absolutely poised to win this. I don't know, just based on the stats, it seems like they completely gap Weewoo in almost every category here, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing a Neon Leon sweep here coming out on the first match.
Yeah, for sure. Despite having the L piece in that profile picture, definitely not wanting to take the L in this matchup. And, you know, as we can see on his blurb, he has over 30 t-shirts, so, you know, maybe t-shirts can lead into a T-spin. Or several, because you will probably need several in order to win this one.
You know, I bet every t-shirt equals 1 line sent. That's a 30 spike there, everyone. You know, that's nothing to scoff at. But, you know, Weewoo with a very interesting fun fact. Womp womp.
Yeah, hopefully not the sound that Neon Leon wants to be hearing, but, you know, anything can happen. X rank versus S rank.
That's
is
you know what? Okay,
tough, you know.
We've seen lower ranks take games off, not games, but take rounds off X ranks, and those are absolutely huge going into this. So we'll see what these players are cooking up for the warm-up.
Yeah, I remember Grandfather. Lots of potential for these players to go hard.
Yeah, speaking of going hard, it seems like Weewoo going hard with the offense here. Neon Leon actually doing a pretty good job of defending so far, building up a bit of cancel.
Yeah, Weewoo did start with the sort of like a mechanical TSD setup, but had to bail out of it, and in almost a tough situation, but Neon Leon, no follow-up to be had on that attack, and Weewoo now putting Neon Leon in a dangerous situation, because he's gonna have to use the eyepiece in order to clear it, and if he wastes another eyepiece, it could be dangerous, but smart use of that eyepiece actually from their end.
I will say it's looking pretty solid on Neon Leon's board here. Pretty big spike looming on their side, but Weewoo does have a lot of offense to cancel out and probably send back some spikes of their own.
For sure. And yeah, I mean, I think Weewoo definitely taking it slow right now in the warm-up. Don't need to use all of your energy before the stakes are high, because I definitely don't think 1.9 is the regular speed, but still.
Don't even need the speed, going with a very nice 18 spike down stack to top out Neon Leon for the first, the warm-up. Chillhopper in chat, dropping a banger copy pasta, that's crazy. Spam this Weewoo to help Weewoo. Oh man.
Yeah, and you know, copy pasta in the chat, I love seeing them, but that's in this case, do we really need a Weewoo to help Weewoo? I think we should spam.
No, I think Weewoo needs all the help they can get. Neon Leon looking scary with the APM versus here. I don't know. You never know. You know, S sounds like X, right?
That is true. That's like, it's like one, not a syllable. What's it called? I don't know my phonetic terms.
A decibel. I don't know.
One sound. Okay, whatever.
It's,
You know
it's a
what?
sound, but it seems like that sounds like the match is starting here. That's crazy. Oh man. Alright,
Blue versus Neon.
going with SDPC 6-pin. Oh, going with a misdrop. Not sure which opener that was supposed to be, but we will find out in the next one, I guess. We went with a 21 spike, taking the first round.
Yeah, and there's a few types of ways you can misdrop the SDPC. That one especially is very fatal because that plugs your T-spin hole and you still have a weird overhang to deal with.
Yeah.
And Neon Leon now going for a C-spin setup. Can I get an ID on which one that is, Cowbow? Did you see which one it was?
I was unfortunately looking at Weewoo's PC no over there, but I will figure it out for the next one. And it seems like we just figured out they need the second win against Neon Leon for this one here. And I've also found out that apparently Weewoo doesn't have a mouse. They were unable to say GLHF, which is very unfortunate. But you know, Darn got it.
Teammate Darn relaying the messages, and we were not needing someone to relay all this garbage over, sending all these spikes by himself, pure APM on those PCs. Yeah, Neon Leon in a pretty tough situation. And, you know, it is always tough dealing with someone who is so much higher ranked than you. But
Absolutely.
there's a few ways
it's
to deal with
SDPC
it.
spin, to answer your question. This is SDPC spin, my second signature opener.
Yeah,
Looking
definitely
pretty
a
strong.
powerful opener, but when your opponent's playing this fast, you have to get the attacks out so fast, or else you're just going to immediately top out here. And I think
Yeah.
Neon Leon now in a position
Oh
where
no, the
with
eyepiece
that eyepiece
misdrop!
misdrop, that's guaranteed.
Oh man, Neon Leon preparing actually to make the comeback here. They have like the Kamehameha and it's charging, and that's why they're dropping rounds actually.
And maybe just preparing for, oh, what is that setup?
Some
Another
kind of
C-spin setup, I
floating-
think, but
Is that no? I think this is classic C-spin. Maybe. Is it?
no, that's definitely not classic C-spin. It was
Oh.
well, yeah, if you know that opener in chat, you can help us out a bit, but
It was stick spin. It was stick spin. Yeah.
mainly, I think we need some more help for Neon Leon. These C-spin openers always very strong with the potential to counter spike, but it's very dangerous when you're against someone who's so much faster than you. And when they, oh my god,
That
did you see
spin
that?
was insane. Neon Leon, what are you cooking?
Yeah,
What?
that would have been so sick if the right
was
side was
so
built out
cool.
for him. But unfortunately, not having built that right side out fully meant that the attack isn't going to be as strong as he wanted to. And Doue is going to be able to survive very handily. And when you're against someone this strong, they survive one attack, they're going to strike back even harder.
Absolutely. Seems like we was trying to find a bit of an efficient way down here while keeping up some attacks, perhaps. And Neon Leon spiking with a 13 spike. We at the top of their board, possibly topping up, but not enough APM here.
Yeah, I definitely think something that players who are slightly slower will tend to struggle with is maintaining offensive pressure once you've spiked them up, because Neon Leon was actually able to successfully push Weewoo into a dangerous position. I think not even once, but twice during that round. But Weewoo not exactly threatened at the top of his board.
Yeah, but speaking of
This is
Weewoo,
lack
it
of
seems like the
follow-up.
alarm bells are going off for Neon Leon here. Not looking in the best position score-wise, but, you know, board-wise, they're looking pretty solid so far.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey,
really
who
unfortunate.
said that? Who said that? Oh, who said that? Weewoo taking a 7-0 sweep for their team, starting off very, very strong.
Yeah, Cowbow coming in there with the commentator's curse to finish off Neon Leon.
Wait,
Very unfortunate.
wait. It was a verbal misdrop. I actually, you know, here at CTL, I actually take no responsibility for any kind of commentator's curse that may be occurring in these games. That's the disclaimer. You know, if you looked in the rules and instead of just scrolling to the bottom, you know, that was yeah.
You know, good to see you
Yeah.
see hyping their own teammates up in the chat despite the sweep. And yeah, I mean, honestly, that was some very fun gaming from Neon Leon. Some openers I myself haven't really seen much, and yeah, I saw what he was doing in there at the end. He was going for that I spin, T spin, triple, funky stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Chenpire in the Tetrio chat says, "That's what 84 Live said." Woo! You love to see it. And Sampak in the Twitch chat says, for an S rank, I think Neon Leon hopped off. Absolutely, absolutely. I don't know. You know, it's great to see players giving their all, even if the odds are looking dire. And you know, that's probably the most important part for that, right?
Yeah, for sure. And you know, when you are up against someone who's that much higher ranked than you, I think the pressure is actually, you know, so much less that you can actually perform way above your typical league. At least that's how I feel sometimes.
It's like no expectation that you win, right? But if you're playing someone that's worse than you or someone that's equal, it's like you gotta win these. Like, oh, come on. But yeah, anyways, Useless Leaf coming out for UW, and their fun fact here is I drink milk. Does it? I don't really. Okay, it's kind of bad. I don't really drink milk. I don't like milk.
I mean, I feel
Okay.
like I drank a lot of milk when I was younger, but I haven't drank.
Yeah, when I was younger,
Recently?
my parents were like, "Drink milk. It's good for your bones." And I was like, "Okay, sure." Now I don't really, you know. Okay, here, press 1 in chat if you drink milk, and press 2 if you don't. I'm not really a milk drinker. Chocolate milk, I guess, but that doesn't really count. Hey, I gotta say, I think milk is good for you. All right, like I'm not saying don't drink milk. I'm just saying I don't really drink milk. That's all.
Something else that's looking good for USC is this matchup, I think, because
Oh.
UFC have selected Apfel. How do I pronounce this one? Apfel sign? Apple sign? Apple.
App fell sign. How say name? Okay. Yes.
Yeah, Useless
alright.
Steve, actually one of UW subs. Unfortunately, one of their main roster players, Nakiri Gumi, could not be here today, but still a pretty solid U rank, and with the Apple sign, a very similar in TR. So
I think Apple sign sounds good.
See what
I
happened.
asked them in
Useless
chat.
Leaf. Useless Steve actually doing the exact same misdrop that Neon Leon did on that SDPC. Maybe trying to maybe sort of a shout out.
No, it's contagious. It's spreading. No.
Yeah, actually sending out Neon Leon first was a mind game strategy employed by USC to try to take some rounds.
That's insane. But what is also insane is Apple sign's bored. What happens? Oh no.
Yeah, a tragic misdrop. Fortunately, you know, this is a warm up. Get those misdrops out of your system. Yeah, get the mashing, get the weird setups out, because once we hit the real deal, every single point counts.
Absolutely. Also, okay, wait. App fill sign. Yeah, that's okay. Chillhopper has gotten the clarification. Awesome. Thank you, Chillhopper.
All right, getting ready for this match. I think this is one of USC's greatest chances to take some points, because again, UW, very strong team, former champions, 4 X ranks in this current roster. Apfelson, I do believe, is their second strongest player, so being able to take any matches will be very pertinent to their strategy, especially if Useless Leaf is misdropping once again on the opener, causing a pretty bad situation for themselves. Apfelson taking an early lead.
Yeah, Apple sign seems to have a pretty good grasp on the board after the unfortunate misdrop in the warm up.
A DT
Definitely
cannon.
using it to the best advantage. Oh, okay. Useless Leaf had 4 wide, I believe, but unfortunately misdropped. And Apple sign is looking to find some more punish here. All right.
Yeah, unfortunately, couldn't quite get the punish. Useless Leaf able to access that well to save himself, and looks like Applesign's the one in the danger zone now, having topped out Useless Leaf by Useless Leaf. So are you tying up the round?
It's definitely looking close, but I don't know. I don't think we've seen enough to solidify the playstyles just yet. But Useless Leaf is going for another 4 wide attempt here. It's looking a lot stronger than the last one. Doing a bit of skimming, and Applesign is just doing a classic 9-0 stack right now.
Yeah, maybe stacking up to do those Tetrises in order to prepare to counter the 4 wide. 4 wide, obviously, not as strong in Tetrio as some other games, because there are easier ways to counter it, but still pretty formidable if it's done right. Now, I haven't actually quite seen a properly executed 4 wide yet from Useless Leaf, but who knows, maybe they can find that multiplier.
Hey, you know what? No one's ever seen a good 4 wide from me either, so that's fair enough. But what we are finding a good thing of is the down stack from Useless Leaf. Applesign looking a little bit tough at the top and unable to find a way down from that one. Yeah, I guess it was a sign to down stack, an Applesign.
A lot of misdrops on Apple Sign's side means that usually takes this one, and I think it might start coming down to who misdrops the least. Uselessly actually going for the SDPC spin here. Has the T-spin ready to go, and
Who actually really like that continuation off of the SDPC spin. Pretty nice way to conserve some back-to-back, but unfortunately going offline here as Uselessly skims to fix up the board state.
yeah, but what a nice clean board from Useless Leaf. Apple Sign in a lot of danger, a lot of cheese on that board, and Useless Leaf gonna take a third round.
Ooh, it's looking pretty close for both players, but it seems like Useless Leaf is just playing a little bit cleaner than Appleside, I think. What would you say, Doue?
I mean, I would say that as well, but did you just see that ZP switch drop? That one is real unfortunate. But Apple Sign, I think, not really finding any good moments to capitalize on these misdrops. I think Useless Leaf has been able to get away with a lot of these mistakes that normally would end up topping you out. But yeah, good recovery on his end as well, considering with all things considered there.
Well, speaking of recovery, Useless Leaf's gonna need to do a little bit of that to open up their well in time, and it seems like they do a pretty good job of that. Applesign does have a bit more offense to come out, but, you know, maybe not taking the most efficient way of attacking and just choosing to keep the board a little bit cleaner instead.
Yeah, Apple Sign really choosing to downstack a lot, so Useless Leaf not really going to feel any of that pressure whatsoever. And I think the fact that Useless Leaf isn't really feeling a lot of that pressure, offensive pressure from Apple Sign, is basically giving them free reign. I'd say if I'm not getting pressured by my opponent, I have a lot more confidence and I have a lot more, like, I feel a lot more comfortable, basically.
For sure, for sure. I think also the lack of pressure can allow you to just build up better, right? Like, I think most people in U-Rank can build pretty good offense off of a clean board at this point. So, you know, when you aren't being pressured, you can just cook whatever you want. And speaking of that, exactly, Useless Leaf building back-to-back 5 online, continuing their attack. And it seems like Applesign does have some clean, but unfortunately blocking their well here.
Yeah, that well block was almost seemed out of panic. I'm pretty sure he would have been able to make it out of that alive, but still alive now, despite that unfortunate block. Just not as high APM as you would like, but actually finding the huge setup there, finding the fractal after the Tetris and into another Tetris. Very well found by Applesign.
Yeah, sending over a message, they're still in this game and they are ready to make a comeback here. Useless Leaf not running with it just yet. But what they are running with is this LST sort of setup. They're going to try to keep some back-to-back off of it, but Applesign just has a classic sort of center well stack going on for them.
Yeah, a lot of skims coming out from Applesign's side, but what's more important, I think, for them at the moment is the cleanliness of the board. And that board right now is very clean, but because considering the amount of skins, I think his attack is actually suffering quite a bit.
Yeah, you know what? It's a reference for some skim milk, right?
Yeah, if Useless Leaf is the one that drinks milk, then Applesign is the one that skims all the fat from it.
I guess we're really milking the jokes at this point now.
Yeah, for sure. But Applesign not really able to milk much more attack out of that board. Skimming all the way at the bottom is gonna mean Useless Leaf has all the time in the world to come back from this. And now Applesign in a world of danger. Ooh. That JP's skimming at the top of the board and not even Tetrio Ceiling can save him this time.
You know, I'm always glad that they fixed the Tetrio Ceiling. It just feels so much better to play now, you know? I always forget
for sure.
that, you know?
Now it's like a proper ceiling.
Yeah.
The old Tetrio Ceiling is like you stand up too fast and you hit your head on the ceiling and you instantly die. But now you can stand up too fast and the ceiling's just a bit higher. You feel like, oh, you might have like grazed your hair on the ceiling a bit more. But
I guess the stakes are also raising too, with both these players at a very pivotal point in the game right now. 5-2. It's looking like either the big comeback or the unfortunate match point.
Definitely, and I think as long as Applesign can keep his board clean and stable and avoid misdropping, he will be able to take it in the end because, again, Useless Leaf having put himself in a lot of things with these misdrops and not going to be able to get the eyepiece to save himself this time. Applesign trying to mount that comeback.
Yeah, honestly, very, very well said. I think that Applesign is definitely, they've got their head in the game, you know, they're doing their absolute best to build some good attacks, and we're seeing that come out right now.
Applesign not really doing an opener, kind of just 3-0 stacking, but not the most efficient 3-0 stack actually, not really maintaining high difference in that Z-piece awkward misdrop. I wouldn't go for a T.
Oh, that's so brutal. That is so brutal. sometimes you've misdropped too much to fix, and that is the case for Apple Sign here. And Useless Leaf is now on match point.
Yeah, Apple Sign maybe biting off a bit more than they can chew there. Taking an extra bite of the apple, I guess. And Useless Leaf looking to leave them in the... Okay, I really shouldn't say that. Never mind, guys. I retract all my statements.
And back to the game. Useless Leaf is trying to find some kind of punish for Apple Sign here.
And some very bad
this
misdrops
big
on
eye
Apple
dependency
Sign's
is
side.
not looking good. And I think that pressure from Useless Leaf is enough to take the game there. Wow, I was truly caught off guard from that one. I don't know. It's just like the low hanging fruit, you know. It's like the Big Joe, like the obvious joke that's just so funny. Shout out to Big Joe, by the way. You know,
Yeah, big fan.
Yeah. Big
He's still in the
fan.
chat.
Big fan of the big APM and the big spikes.
Yeah, very good showing from Useless Leaf there. Definitely going against his name. Seeming very useful in that 7-0 match. And considering it was a close match against 2 U-ranks, it's probably all they wanted, right?
Hey, you know what? Take what you can get, right?
Yeah, for sure. It did look like Useless Leaf, or Apple Sign, looked a bit flustered with the down stacking and a lot of misdrops. Not really able to solve them. But yeah, I do think that does tend to happen when he gets up to that 6-0. Not 6-0, obviously. Starts approaching.
It's just like the match point.
That score
the match
point. Yeah,
It's
starts
just,
approaching the match point.
A big thing to consider is that, you know, obviously people are in CTL for the fun of it. You know, it's a good time, but it is still a competitive tournament. These players are probably playing with a fair amount of nerves on their side, so you know it's got to be at least a little bit tough for them.
That's for sure, especially considering the USC roster. If you look at their levels, it's a lot lower for the most part than UW, because shout out to Kepsi, who did print out a bunch of posters to recruit a USC team in just a few days. Really impressive, actually, and I would like to thank everyone in the CTL, all the new teams, for recruiting players because of that. And seeing all these new players and all these new faces, it's really nice to see.
Absolutely, and you know, it's not like you can just grab random people off the street and be like, "Hey, play Tetrio." You actually have to be in the same school, so that's definitely a big accomplishment. But let's see. Okay, we have Chenpire's fun fact here: relapsing League player, unfortunately,
My condolences.
big Arcane fan, and they play Tetris with QWERTY key bindings.
QWER key bindings? Like, do you rotate with Q and W? I mean, because League of Legends key bindings, the abilities are on QWER. So maybe that's why.
Honestly, production, I don't think it's that long. Like, it's still visible. You know, it's fine. But, you know, on the other hand, Darn's fun fact is just Darn. Short and sweet.
Yeah, Darn, of course, if anyone remembers from last year, was UW's strongest player in the previous iteration of CTL. But now, has kind of shared the spotlight with a bunch of other strong SM players. Chenpire, new to the scene. Apparently big League of Legends fan according to the fun fact, but hopefully they don't jinx themselves with this match.
Oh, Darn taking the first round here, vying for victory. I've seen Arcane. That's all the league I know, right? Season 2 gonna.
Well, we'll see who the victor of this match is, won't we? That's enough Arcane jokes.
Yeah, that's enough Arcane jokes. No more League of Legends. All right,
No
we
more
played
magic.
Tetris, yeah,
Now it's
yeah.
time for blocks.
But yeah, I don't know. It's looking a little bit rough on Chenpire's side, but you know what? They're gonna do their absolute best and fight to the end. I'll spam this yarn to help Darn coming out from Chillhopper. You know what? We love the Kali Pastas. I'll contribute.
Big shout out to Chillhopper, one of our loyalist CTL fans. Made all the memes. There's a volunteer this year actually for CTL.
Oh, let's go.
For CTL stuff, so big shout out to him and all the other volunteers who are helping out with running things behind the scenes.
Absolutely. But, you know, in front of the scene here, we have Darn spiking out Chenpire for the first point here. Looking very, very strong with the back-to-backs. Back-to-back 4, I believe.
Definitely, and yeah. Again, this is another instance where you have a slightly lower ranked player playing against an X-ranked player, but I do think the difference this time is enough for Chempire to potentially take some points depending on his play style, but it would require some major. I like to use the term jump scares because sometimes you get jump scared by your opponent doing a big opener and you don't expect it, and then you get misdropped. You're like definitely caught unaware.
Oh, Darn has misdropped just as you said, but fixes up very, very fast in X-Rank fashion. Chempire unable to find a punish in time, but they have back-to-back online, so we'll see what they cook with that.
Yeah, and I'm noticing that Chempire's playstyle is very slow and calculated, which is definitely good, but
wait, hold on. This is crazy. Spam this Empire to help Chempire. What? That's a psycho copy pasta. I love it.
Oh my gosh, that one's a pretty wild one. Spam this Empire with the castle.
Yeah, right?
And considering that University of Waterloo kind of are ruling the CTL Empire, at least from last year, it would be pretty poetic if you were able to take a match. Unfortunately, Darn kind of running away with it right now, so...
Yeah, it seems like Darn is ruling this match for now, but maybe Chempire is able to overthrow them by taking a point off.
Yeah, I do believe there is potential, but again, going back to the point about playing slowly against someone who's much faster than you or higher ranked than you, I think that can definitely be a detriment because the slower you play, the more someone can abuse the speed difference, and I think that's actually a very big point in Tetrio, being able to use that speed advantage to send as much garbage as you can, or basically get yourself out of a mistake that you normally wouldn't survive if you were playing against someone faster.
Right. I think it depends. Maybe if you're put on the defensive side, you gotta speed up, but on the offensive, maybe getting good attacks is better. But speaking of good attacks, a 19 spike coming out from Darn's side and taking his 5th round.
I think Chempire would have been able to actually skim out of that, but unfortunately misheld the T piece and ended up topping out because of life displacement.
Oh, seems like a MKO coming out from Darn's side. Chempire at the top of the board, trying to find the down stack here, but Darn is in a perfect position to keep on sending out those attacks.
Yeah, that I piece placement from Chempire actually pretty bad. It was vertically over the hole, which meant down stacking that was just so much harder.
Directly over the hole, they're going to be in a whole lot of trouble after that one.
Yeah, I'd definitely be saying darn after.
No! No! No, man! No! Hey, you know, that's what I'm here for, man. I'm here for the most obvious puns of all time, using the player names. Like,
well, you know, someone's got to make the jokes.
Someone does. I respect you for stepping up
for that one. Sometimes it has to be me.
Oh, but it seems like Darn is going to be the one to take the game after that one. Man.
Yeah, really strong showing from University of Waterloo, showing that they've still got it. They aren't scared of some new players coming onto the scene. But still, I think USC right now putting on a great effort, and despite these pretty lopsided matchups, I think they've been playing pretty well. Alpha Sign able to take a few points off Ucla sleeve. Yeah, UW now has to pick the next player, and we'll see what they choose. I do think what USC does seem to be planning is waiting for Waterloo to send out their strongest player, who I believe is Garlic side. I think my rank is actually HB16, but what USC does have is a very strong player, Pepsi, who is a top 50 player.
Oh wow, top 50. Oh. It's definitely strange to see this the caliber of gameplay jumping up, because last year's CTL they were still good players, right? But you know, I don't think it was like that high up. Definitely
Pepsi. Yeah. Both players have picked. Garlic Bread has been picked for Waterloo, relayed by Chillhopper, and Kepsi, typing her own name in the chat, has picked Kepsi.
Alright. Seems like another copy pasta's coming out. Spam this Pepsi to help Kepsi. There we go. I'm sure she's reading them all in chat and using the copy pasta power to come back against Garlic Bread. But you know what? Inherently, Garlic Bread is just awesome. Like, not even like, the player. Like, they are awesome, but like Garlic Bread, oh my gosh. I want Garlic Bread now.
Yeah. And Garlic Bread with the thumbs up in the blurb on the side. feeling good about this. And Kepsi with the King of Stackers shout out. I
Oh
personally
my gosh.
never really played King of Stackers. I think that was a bit before my time, but
I think I played like a singular game of King of Stackers and then never again. But you know, I'm not much of a brain player anyways.
Kepsi going with the
Big
MKO.
MS2 from Garlic Bread.
Yeah, MKO versus MS2. Two openers that both start with M.
But
only
none of them
one
are going to
will
be
get the
KOing.
W.
We went in different directions. That's fine. You know, it was an alternate setup. You know, like you got your 6-pin and your SCPC. You know, they're both good. They're both good.
Yeah, two different flavors of the same stuff.
Exactly.
No, it's like Pepsi and Coke. Or in this case, Pepsi, I guess. But
yeah, it's Kepsi and garlic bread. Yeah.
that sounds like, honestly, a pretty disgusting combination of foods and drink.
All right. So the loser of this match actually has to eat Pepsi and garlic bread at the same time and show it on live camera. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and wow, the match has actually just shifted into high gear while we were talking about that. Both players sending a bunch of clean garbage back and forth, but it's Pepsi with the messier board now. Has to do some cleanup.
Garlic
This
bread
is
does have
probably
some
the-
clean to work with here. Pretty nice upstacks from both players. But I do think that actually Kepsi might be swinging into the advantageous side for their stack.
Yeah, Garlic Bread not able to get that T-spin, so had to waste one of the T setups, and that ended up being his downfall. Definitely the highest caliber warm-up we've seen today. 119 line versus 112 lines, and I'm hoping to see an exciting match in the actual sets because both these players are high X-ray.
Absolutely, and I will also say that Kepsi was in the Tetrio World Championship as a top 64 contender, so that is no small feat right there.
Yeah. Going the school who won the Collegiate Tetris Championship versus someone who was in the World Championship. Ooh, that is definitely something exciting to see.
What is
we'll
also
see if
exciting
Kepsi
is this,
can-
the PC no coming out from Garlic Bread into a bit of a nice down stack and keeping back-to-back.
Garlic Bread with the overall cleaner board right now. A nice T-spin mini in order to find that actual T-spin double. Pepsi with the Z proc able to find another even more attack as she does the 9-0.
You know what? It's a very basic strategy, but definitely not a bad one, especially if you can do it fast enough and cancel out when the time's right.
Yeah, there's definitely ways to find T-spins in the middle of your 9-0. Doing S-props and Z-props like Garlic Bread just did. Not in the 9-0, of course, but still finding those T-spins. As well as, you have the Kaidan potential. There's a lot of ways to get stuff out of a 9-0. But what Garlic Bread needs is to get out of this messy board state. So much cheese on that board, and additionally to his misdrop.
Ooh. That's tough, and Kepsi going for her first point of the game here. Very, very decisive showing, actually. A lot of back-to-back from both players, but it seems like Kepsi is got the slight offensive advantage so far.
Yeah, and Kepsi definitely the favorite to win in this match, but who knows what could happen. I think when you get to X rank versus X rank, there are definitely ways to upset your opponent on individual rounds in a set, if not the entire set itself.
Absolutely, yeah.
Pepsi, though, gonna be playing safe, respecting her opponent, because a lot of unexpected things can happen if you don't respect your opponent.
That's why you should always say GLHF too. That's
Saying
totally the
GLHF,
same kind of thing.
golf and eggs, you know.
Golf and eggs, true. Alright, oh wait, back-to-back 4 is the magic number for Kepsi. Take second round here. Very decisive showing yet again. At around, I believe it was 2.8 PPS, probably about X-Rank standard, but still very, very fast for the average viewer.
MKO on opposite sides now. Kepsi doing a creative solve for that out-of-sequence piece. Doing a T-spin double into a T-spin triple. Wow. what a
Oh,
beautiful
20 spike from
sequence of
Garlic
stacks.
Bread is insane! Kepsi at the top of her board, trying to find a down stack here. Garlic Bread putting on the back-to-back, and that is enough to top out Kepsi, who actually has a banger copy pasta in chat that's just been dropped. Spam this narcolepsy to help Kepsi. Now, chat, don't sleep on that one.
Yeah, neither player falling asleep here. Garlic Bread finding such a good sequence of offensive attacks in order to take out Kepsi in that last round, but I'm sure Kepsi is not going to let that slide. Trying to take every single round after this. Yeah, it's really nice to see that players are able to take rounds against players who you'd expect to be, absolutely stomping them.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It just goes to show in a tournament, anything can happen. Even if you are the favored matchup, you know, if your opponent is playing better or they're more ready, that can be all the difference. And unfortunately, all the difference of the STSD on Garlic Bread's side, as they were not able to get the T's in time, and Kepsi noticing and punishing their board state.
Yeah, misdrop STSD into having to skim into a misdropped IP, so a really huge sequence of unfortunate events. Hopefully it doesn't happen again for Garlic Bread. Definitely not looking to allow it to happen again at least. As Pepsi though, with a much faster attack on Garlic Bread's board, but Garlic Bread definitely not falling asleep at the wheel.
Garlic Bread is putting on a lot of pressure here, but Pepsi is showing some prowess in canceling and able to prevent the top out from those attacks there.
That's a really weird Z placement. Garlic Bread gonna have to deal with that later. Putting that all the way on the top of the board and yeah, not even to access the IPs.
Trying to deal with it later, it's like me and my exams and studying. Due tomorrow.
Yeah, just stack it to the right. I'll deal with it when I need to.
Exactly.
Get it up
Next
there.
week. Next week's problem.
Both players with TKI now, but Pepsi, I think, has the cleaners follow-up for sure. Continuing a back-to-back 4 while Garlic Bread had to break it for a back-to-back 0. And now it's the down stack out of this Tetris.
Yeah, it's looking pretty close for both players. But I will say that Kepsi's back-to-back 9 is looking very, very scary for Garlic Bread, who has broken their back-to-back on their side. Speaking of breaking back-to-back, it seems like Kepsi has broken theirs in favor of just down-stacking, but Garlic Bread's board is so messy right now and is not where they want to be.
Yeah, really smart decision for Kepsi to break the back-to-back. They recognized that she was not able to continue without putting herself in real danger. But again, another impressive down stack from Garlic Bread as well, getting out of an insane amount of cheese. And, you know, I think cheese with Garlic Bread now, that's an actual good combo food.
Yes! Oh my gosh. You know, maybe not for this matchup, but like for food? Oh man, I'm getting hungry, man.
For sure.
But both these players hungry for some more lines sent. Sending back and forth. Garlic Bread is looking so clean, but so is Kepsi. Back-to-back building on both sides here. And Kepsi's back-to-back 4, 5 continuing but broken. Is Garlic Bread going to top up from the attack? Not quite.
Yeah, and this has been the most explosive round yet, I think. Over 330 versus score for both players at over 100 APM, playing as fast as they can. And yeah, this is kind of what I wanted to see when we found out all these extras were going to be showing up in Collegiate Tetris League.
Yeah, you know, we came here for the high caliber of gameplay, and both of these players are not disappointing for either of that. It seems to be back and forth still, though. I'm not sure.
It is back and forth, and it's really impressive that Garlic Bread is putting up this sort of fight, because typically against a top 50 player like Hepsi, you'd be a lot nervous, even as a fellow X-Rank player, because the difference in X-Rank we get up that high is just so insane. But Garlic Bread is actually putting up such a good fight with these down stacks and survivals and cancels, and it's definitely giving Kepsi kind of a run for her money right now.
No, absolutely. I will say both players are kind of at a standstill right now, going into the match for 2 minutes, but they're playing very, very offensively too. It's not like it's just down stacking. They're spiking hard and building a back-to-back for, you know, a couple times here.
Yeah, and Garlic Bread now the one with the clean board does a T-spin into a Tetris into a second Tetris, a huge skim, and actually I think that's going to be able to take Kepsi out. I'm not set up to cancel any of that.
Honestly, a fantastic down stack found from Garlic Bread there. And, you know, pretty good efficiency is going to be the defining factor for both these players, I think.
And again, MKO from both sides. Both these players mirroring each other, not only with the opening, but also with the side that MKO gets set up on. And both these players also kind of messing up their follow-up. They're having to do a bit of downstack burning instead.
Ooh, bit of a misdrop on Garlic Bread's board. Trying to tuck underneath to fix it. Kepsi looking for the punish, though. Unable to find it from that attack, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, we definitely have to give props for Garlic Bread to his survival skills here. He's been able to get out of, cancel so much of Kepsi's offensive pressure, and even take some really good round against her, catching her off guard with his own offensive pressure instead.
Ooh, Kepsi trying to hit the down stack on the other side of the board. Back to 4 on Garlic Bread's side, unfortunately being broken and turned offline here, as Kepsi is now in the super clean board. 16 spike to Garlic Bread, but a huge TST cancel from Garlic Bread means they're able to stay alive for a little bit longer.
Yeah, very intelligent play on Garlic Bread's side, and good use of the eyepieces, not really wasting a single one. But yeah, the situation is looking a lot rougher for him now because close to the top of his board. But again, as I say that, the
Oh my
situation
God.
changing immediately. Kepsi throwing out these attacks nonstop.
Yeah, it is absolutely just back-to-back hell for Garlic Bread as Kepsi's reached back 14 online, but
prop.
unfortunately breaking it.
Good C prop there from Garlic Bread in order to send even more attack, and yeah, both players just playing out of their minds at the moment, I think.
Yeah, it seems like Kepsi's gonna be the one on the defensive for now, trying to open up, and they do. Garlic Bread now the one with the cheese, and Kepsi at the bottom of her board, looking to find any kind of attack and some pressure, hopefully, to topple Garlic Bread.
Kepsi's gonna go for the Kaidan there and maintain the pressure, going for really a 9-0 stack. Maybe 9-0 as fast as possible while Garlic Bread's board is rough, and maybe you can find it. But Garlic Bread, so close to that clean garbage, we're not gonna
Oh,
even
and
get to it.
Kepsi was able to see the offensive power on the down stack, and here you go, Garlic Bread for Kepsi's 5th win. She's looking pretty decisive for the score so far.
Yeah, these rounds are going the distance, but instead of going the distance because people are down stacking for a long time, they're going the distance because both players are so offensively powerful, hitting each other, sending each other to the top of the board, but down stacking immediately after. But this time, Kepsi in a bit of danger, and immediately able to down stack out of it though.
Yeah, nice 9 spike from Kepsi. Garlic Bread pushed to the top, and the misdrop is not doing them any favors. Kepsi finds the punish with a 3 PPS attack, and is now on match point. You know, she plays a lot of King of Stackers, but she might be the Queen of Stackers, for sure.
Yeah, really unfortunate misdrop from Garlic Bread, and I think Kepsi, the momentum of the match now definitely in her favor. Gonna start trying to run away with this.
Oh my god,
There we
speaking
go.
of running with it, Kepsi takes the quick down stack spike to decisively win the game for her team here. Wow, very, very well played to both players. The score 7-2, maybe not showing it, but it was a super, super close game for both of them. So congratulations.
Yeah. And going to this last matchup, another instance of X rank versus a slightly lower rank, in this case an S+, but UW having won this match already, but USC still trying to take as many points as they can from this last one.
Ooh, I don't know, looking at the stats here, do you have any predictions for how it's going down?
Well,
wait,
it is gonna be HB16 versus Practice 40 Hours. Switch back to that screen. But,
You know
I mean,
what?
Practice
It's,
40 Hours. Definitely been practicing for quite a while. I'd say maybe
It's
40 hours.
You know, sometimes you need a hero in your darkest moments to win the game, the comeback for UC or for USC. Sorry. You know what? Like we were saying, X and S kind of sound the same, you know. And there's like a plus too, so that's like an A plus, like a grade A plus, like it's an S plus, and it's just X.
If you rotate a plus sign like 45 degrees,
Ooh,
that's
okay.
X, right?
It's also gold too. Gold's like nice.
Oh, yeah, gold is like higher rank than whatever magenta is.
True. But speaking of high, it seems like Practice getting pretty high up on the board here. But they do have a big spike ready to send straight back to HB16. And back 4 online for Practice 40 hours right now. Wait, as
that
we were
practice
saying
paying
though, the big spike from the back 6 is enough for Practice 40 hours to take their warm-up game here.
Yeah, definitely putting those 40 hours into practice now. Able to take the warm up. Hopefully that translates into some rounds taken in the game, and you know, who knows? Maybe you can pull off the miracle and actually win.
Also, a big fun fact here, Practice 40 Hours has a pet rabbit. Very, very cute. Hopefully we see some pet pictures later in the CTL Discord. Exclamation point Discord. I don't know. Moobot, click the Discord thing. Spam this pet rabbit to help Practice 40 Hours. Yeah, I don't know. It's, yeah. That's a crazy one. That's, yeah. Yeah, promo
And,
says surely 1 point. True.
What I will say is Practice 40 Hours only has 20 hours on his Tetrio account, so...
You know what? The 20 times 2 is actually 40. So you know what? That's close enough. Right?
I mean, I think if he puts in 20 more hours, this is a guaranteed X rank.
Right? True.
SD PC spin, basically already X rank, but that misdrop,
Oh
unfortunate.
no. You know, HB16 taking the first point, but it is certainly not over. There are still many more rounds to go, for sure. Practice 40 Hours does have some time to come back here.
Yeah, ideally more than 6 rounds to go, but SDPC spin, always a very powerful opener, but when your opponent's playing this fast, it is hard to find those T-spins. Practice 40 Hours, gonna be able to find the first one though. not the second.
Yeah, unfortunate. You know, when your STPC spins pushed up to the top that high, it's really, really tough to find some good attack off of it, even if you have the T-spin built.
When the HB16 does do this kind of hesitation, I think that's when you start trying to go for it. But again, really that speed of this I spin is really hard to get over.
Oh, I've been there. I've been there.
Yeah, ideally in that situation, you hold left. The second IP spawns to the left, like pre-dash the piece. But
oh, it's like the IRS or kind of like something like that.
Yeah. You like
oh, Albatross.
Is that Albatross from HB16? I have no strong opinion one way or the other about Albatross.
Okay.
You know, we've settled the beef. It's all good.
You mean settled the beef isn't Hachi Spin 1 or what?
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. But speaking of winning, it seems like HB is gonna be winning their 4th round against Practice 40 Hours here. And it seems like 40 Hours is going to be needing to put in even more practice if they want to take a round here for the comeback.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, I think Practice 40 Hours looking for a Hachi Spin, but not really means you cannot do that opener.
You know what? You gotta give it to them. They had the spirit, right? Like, maybe they didn't have the bag, but they had the spirit, and that's what truly matters here.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, I think I used to do that a lot when I was starting out. I would just set up Hachi Spin, and then realize I don't have the early O, and be like...
Wait, what is this, HB? What are you doing? What was that? It was like 3 floating TSDs. Oh my god.
Yeah, really good use of that 6-3 stack, and it's actually going to take out Practice 40 Hours there.
That was actually disgusting, I'm not gonna lie. That was crazy.
Yeah, definitely do have time to set stuff like that up in the slower. And that unfortunate Z placement from Practice 40 Hours there, because if they put that slightly all the way to the right, they would have been able to make it out. But instead, they taught themselves out that placement.
You know what happens. Oh, but speaking of topping out, it seems like Practice 40 Hours is in big danger here. And HB is taking their 6th round here. Yeah, match point for HB.
Definitely a dominant showing from Waterloo, showing us again why they were last year's champions. And showing us again that they are not to be messed with. But Practice 40 Hours now, looking for a 4-wide, and kind of has a T-spin, but not going to really find any sort of attack there. I think 4-wide is also a decent way to jump scare your opponent, but definitely not against someone who has the APM of the next rank.
Yeah, it's just tough. Maybe if you find the multiplier. 7 spike from Practice 40 Hours, and oh my gosh, wait, they could be taking the round if they find any kind of punish here.
Yeah, but what?
Practice 40 Hours, this is your moment.
Up. I feel like they need to take this opportunity, and I think they might have lost it.
Oh no!
HB16 able to get that to that TSD, and wow,
that's brutal.
That was so close.
Honestly, a very, very good attempt, but HB16 is
still alive, actually.
Okay, wait, Practice 40 Hours. You can do this.
Okay.
Oh. It was so close, but it seems like HB16 taking a very, very solid 7-0 sweep for the team. Man,
yeah, I mean,
Practice 40 Hours trying their best, though, I gotta say.
Getting a sound out again, but yeah, that's definitely the expected result. But again, really good attempt for Practice 40 Hours, especially with that forward. I really like that. Very, very creative solution attempt. Mm-hmm. And almost got him, almost took a point. But in the end,
hey, you know what? Like we said, it's all in the whatchamacallit, in the spirit, right? Like if you're just trying your best out there, there's not really a lot you can do besides just give it your all. And you know what? I'm sure the team appreciates that. Everyone in the match and the match before gave their absolute best showing here. But Doue, what do you think about the 5 masters we just had?
Yeah, I mean, I think UW definitely showed that they still do have the sauce, despite having been kind of demoted from 1st to 6th seed in this instance. But yeah, they've upgraded their roster. They've got 5 X-Ranks now, not all with subs, but 5 X-Ranks in total. And their players, even if they aren't super high X-Rank, they're definitely nothing to be trifled with. Like they're able to take those points off Pepsi. They're very impressive.
Hey, you know what? That's what matters here, right? You know, it's tough playing against a full X-Rank team because usually you want to try to balance, like, you know, put our best players against their worst, but if their worst players an X-Rank, it's like, what do you... that's just tough, right?
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah,
definitely some good showings from USC, the U-Rank match. Unfortunately, not a win, but was able to take quite a good amount of points. And of course, Pepsi able to win her round. Dropped a few rounds, but still overall very decisive.
Absolutely. Oh man. I feel like I have to recover from those. Those are very, very intense games going on. You know, it's different from the other kind of gameplay you might have seen in previous CTL, as I mentioned before. The average player is certainly a lot higher ranked than we saw before. So yeah. Promo in chat says, how many teams are playing today? I'm not sure about like the grander scope of CTL, but this is our second streamed match for you know, tonight. So yeah. Doue, maybe you could confirm, deny. Do you know what's going on?
This is our second stream match. Other matches have been being played while our matches have been happening, so we actually have 13 matches happening over this weekend. We're only able to stream, I think, up to 4 of them because a lot of matches are happening at the same time. But if you join our Discord, you can see how all those matches are going.
Oh, there's no exclamation point Discord. Okay, oops. Moobot, say a thing. Where's Moobot? That's crazy. Oh, let's go. Thank you.
CTL Discord, CTL Discord.
Yes.
Anyways, we do actually have an interview coming up with with Darn from UW, so we'll see if we'll pull them in there and maybe ask them a few questions about the game, some other things.
Ask them the bank account number.
Hello,
how's it going, Darn? Congratulations.
Can anyone hear him?
I can't.
Darn?
Darn, if you can hear us, scream into the microphone. Don't actually.
They say Darn in the chat for Darn's.
Yeah, just everyone put a Darn in the chat and maybe they'll summon Darn. Yeah, me when I cannot hear my interviewee, Darn.
Darn. Yeah, I mean, while you're here, I guess we can start with the first question. If you want to, okay, did they leave the call?
They'll have to call. Well, you know, actually, I feel great after my win there. You know, I really fried the competition. I think I was really popping off the T-spins. Playing for a University of Waterloo is actually a great honor of mine, considering that I live on the other side. But you know what? That's fine. You know, I'm glad to be carrying the team out here, and I really think that my other team members need to pick up the slack here because they're not really pulling their weight here. And Cowbow, definitely UW player, is actually just interview stuff. Totally.
Spam this spike to fix Darn's mic. Yeah, I don't know if that's happening. We'll see if Darn wants to come back, or if there's anyone else potentially to interview. But yeah, I mean, some pretty exciting matches today. Obviously, in the first round of Swiss, not all the matches are going to be very close, but I think for individual match-wise, we got some pretty good showings today. The UCSC versus UCLA match, we had 2 solid 2-length matches, and of course, Scarlet Red versus Cupsy. Good to see.
Absolutely, and you know what? Even if there aren't all like the super close matches, you know, we still had some fun ones like Kabuza Pi versus Zynix, and you know what? That's what we're glad to see here. It's CTL is a nice place to connect with other university students who play Tetris. Good like-minded individuals in there, and you can also, you know, just make some connections through that. So I think it's a good time to not only, you know, bond with maybe your classmates, your people in your school, but also people from other schools as well.
Okay, take 2 on Darn. Can you speak into your mic?
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
Hello, Darn.
We hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, good to talk to you.
Sorry about that. Yeah, my PC doesn't have a mic, so I have to join through my phone through like Bluetooth headphones. And for some reason my internet also went out, so I'm on data.
Oh, I see. I mean, just a few quick questions. First of all, how do you feel about that match? I think pretty good showing for you, Waterloo, coming back to the league as former champions, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the score speaks for itself.
Fair enough.
That's
okay.
BM to play.
Yeah, so, I mean, last year you were kind of the favorites to win from the get-go, fielding 1 X rank and 4 very high U ranks, ending up at 4 X rank by the end of the tournament. But the competition seems a lot rougher this year. How do you think you'll do, and what do you think are the teams that you need to be looking out for?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely way scarier. There's a lot more recruiting happening at other schools, so I think, I mean, every seed above us has a lot of strong players, so we definitely have to look out for them. You know, we also got a few stronger players this year, but it doesn't pale in comparison to what other schools have managed to recruit.
Absolutely. Do you think that there's anything you're going to do to prepare for the growing competitions? Or just kind of what's the game plan going forward?
I'm gonna, I don't know, grind Tasha League or something.
Yeah, I mean, always a good option. One more question for the road. Last year, your rivals, University of Toronto. How do you think they're looking this year?
I need to look at their team, but
Doesn't even know them. They're just like, oh, they're in the rear view mirror. I'm not paying attention to that.
okay.
Yeah, they are the other roster, the one other roster.
I've been
this year
busy.
with
I've been really, really busy. So let me if they're as cracked as some other schools have become, it's probably not great for us.
Hey, you know what? You're giving your all there, and your team played fantastic today. So congratulations again.
Go team!
Yeah, right.
Let's go!
Let's go! Shout out to Waterloo.
Water.
Former champion. Lulu. Is that how it goes?
Oh yeah. There you go.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for talking with us, Darn.
Yes, thank you, Darn.
All right, thanks, guys.
No problem. And with that out of the way, I do think Kepsi from USC also wanted to talk with our team.
Oh yes,
Commentators for interviews. So
get them in.
We'll see if we can pull her in. See if she has anything to say about her team. Because
hello,
Kepsi.
Hello. Hi, CTO.
Yes, you're on stream. You're live.
Yay.
But yeah, great showing from your team. Regardless of the score, you guys fought as hard as you can. But a quick question here. So I've heard that you had a crazy recruiting effort in CTL. Do you want to tell us kind of about that?
My crazy recruiting effort? Yeah, so I just printed some, I think it ended up being like a batch of 15 and then another batch of 20 or 10 and in total about like 50. And so yeah, I just got all these posters and went around the school and put them up. And yeah, I also just wouldn't shut up in esports servers. I just went into every esports server and told them I was recruiting. And yeah, I fished out some 8-ish people
okay
wanted to be on my team, so I was really happy about that, and I'm really proud that I get to play with a team now.
Hey, we're proud of you too. Everyone else in CTL, you should do this at your school. No wall is safe. Bathroom stalls, bam, slap that CTL poster up on there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
everywhere.
Some of our posters got taken down. Apparently, you're not supposed to put posters under the restroom sign. Apparently, people who are conducting a nicotine study really like to cover our posters.
Oh man,
that's alright. It's alright.
I guess you could say that CTL is just too addicting.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, for sure.
I also have two of my teammates here with me right now in the room.
Oh really?
Oh really? Oh my god.
Are you guys playing in person?
Some of us are. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, it's
Team
been really
bonding.
fun.
Do you think that contributed to the match at all? Was it?
I think it contributed to the hype.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, we were clapping after every round we won, and that was really great environment. I love Tetris players, honestly. Tetris players are great people to hang out with.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. Yeah, I think your team definitely showed a lot of team spirit today. We had people on your team typing in the chat, hyping up people after every play, so that was really nice to see.
Found this Pepsi to help Kepsi.
Spam this narcolepsy.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
Okay.
I guess one more question would be, as a new team in CTL, do you think you have any goals for this season? Because I know you're obviously very, very strong player and kind of leading the charge for some newer players who might have not played tournaments before. So, any goals? Any things you've been helping them out with?
Yeah, my goals for the season aren't really. I mean, obviously, we're not expecting to win, but we are hoping to drive up hype for Tetris in our school. Just in the USC community, we hope to inspire more Tetris players to take up this amazing esport and maybe join us next year.
Hey, you know what? It's team building for next year. That's what it's all for. But we're super, super glad you're having fun, and congratulations again for getting those players and getting your team together. I'm sure that your next matches are going to be even better.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, thank you as well for coming on. But unfortunately, we are going to have to wrap it up. Wishing you the best of luck for the future, though.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You as well.
You too.
Bye bye. All right. And I do believe we have a special announcement coming up from our one and only production, who's been doing a banger job in the background, I must say. Please.
Working so hard.
Hello, everybody. I'm Flu. I'm the head organizer of CTL and the UBC Esports Tetris director. Just want to give a quick shout out to Cowbow and Doue, who have wonderfully commentated our first stream of the season. Thanks to everyone who played and everyone who came on to interview. So yeah, we're just going to quickly go to our thanks screen so I can shout out everyone who needs to be shouted out. First, I'd like to thank Telus for being our year-long UBC Esports sponsor. I'd like to thank our organizers, Boat Hotel, Doue, Thick, Fizzle, KRH, Oars, myself, Trooper4907, and TS7. I'd like to thank our volunteers as well. We have recruited a lot of new people who are just really excited to help with CTL, and I'm really, really grateful for all the help that they've given so far. So shout out to Andrew4043, Ockcaller, Big Joe, Chillhopper, Cowbow, Science Cyber, Dig Cheese, Ekp, Flare, Grippa, Tira, Lin, Mitsu, Benext, and Spherical. And a special thanks to Ucsc for creating Tetrio and promoting our tournament. Thanks to Oars and Garbo for working on the stream overlays, and thanks to Zinix for designing our CTL badges. So yes, now that that's all been done, it's time for our special announcement. Har 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 har.
Whoa, what could it be? I'm so hyped. Let's hear it.
Okay, so as you may all know, we have a prize pool, and the prize pool starts at $100, but you can donate to the prize pool, and every single penny in our donation box will go to the top 4 players, the top 4 teams in CTL. And you might be thinking, wow, that's so cool, but what if, I don't know, what wouldn't it be funny if there were other reasons to donate to the prize pool? Well, there it is! We have our prize pool incentives this year. And I'm gonna read out every one. So for every $100, we're gonna do something silly on stream. Or maybe not on stream, we're gonna do something silly. So, at $200, we'll have Fizzle read out your Tetris copy pastas. You can post any copy pasta in the chat that's appropriate for the stream, and Fizzle will read it out. For $300, Big Joe will do a whopping 25 push-ups in a row on stream. And if you don't know,
so strong. Let's go,
yeah,
Big Joe.
If you don't know, Big
muscles.
Joe has been hitting the gym, so I'm sure he's really excited to show off his big guns. And just so you know, I can't do a single push-up. Just wanted to mention that. So 25 is like out of I can't. Anyways, 25 is like out of the world to me. Okay, next one. For $400, we'll have Benex do Fortnite dances on stream. For
Wait, that's so awesome.
We'll have. Sorry, I need to let you speak.
No, all good. I just can't imagine that. Like, I met Ben in person earlier this January. Yeah.
Like,
he was wearing a caboozled pie in intake. It was funny. But yeah, no, I'm doing Fortnite dances. I'm going so hard. Oh my god.
Well, we'll have to wait and see if we reach $400 for our prize pool. Anyways, for $500, again, we've got Ben returning to offer a free coaching session for the person who makes the funniest meme. So if you weren't here last year, we ran a little meme contest where anyone could create a meme related to CTL, and there were a lot of funny things, a lot of funny videos as well. And the winner of that got 1 session of Benex coaching. So yeah, if we reach $500, we'll bring that back.
Oh.
$600, Cowbow will perform. Cowbow will perform his Tetris parody, I Will 4-Wide, on stream.
I Will 4-Wide.
Yeah, what a great song. Go to Cowbow's channel and check out that music video.
Go to Cowbow's channel. Is it just Cowbow or Cowbow SP?
I think it's Cowbow SP.
Okay, yeah, Cowbow SP on YouTube. You can see his Tetris parodies. Or you could
I will
donate.
give my heart out. I promise I'm gonna give my heart out for this performance if this happens. But
So
if
real.
it doesn't,
I'm sure
I
you
will
will.
hide.
I'm sure you will. It's gonna be very exciting.
But speaking of performances,
Speaking of performances, if we reach $700, I'll be playing the Tetrio World Championship theme song on 2 recorders with my nose.
I think that would be very incredible.
Pretty self-explanatory. Let's not dwell too much on that.
yeah, she really said smell you later, nerd.
I really did say that. Anyways, $800. We'll have Doue and Tira commentate in maid outfits.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't actually own a maid outfit, so if we get to this point, I need to buy one.
Hey, like I said, you can borrow mine.
Oh yeah,
We'll
I
figure it
thought
out,
I
guys.
could
We'll
borrow
figure it
his.
out. If we reach
figure it out, don't
$800,
worry,
we'll
guys.
figure it out. But anyways, $900. We'll be pieing a caster. By pie, I mean you make a pie and then you slam it into their face. And finally, for $1,000, we'll have all donators enter a raffle for a special CTL figurine. And it's not done yet, but when it's done, I'll be taking a picture of it, and you can see what it's like. So yeah, that's all the prize pool incentives we have. It goes up to $1,000. It might be a stretch, but we are hoping we could reach all of them. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing any of these, you should donate to the prize pool at CTL. What is it? Yeah, ! CTL prize pool.
I mean, because last year we got over what $815 in
Yeah,
donations.
last year was around $850. So it's
So
possible.
I think
it's possible.
there's definitely a chance.
It is
doable.
possible.
There's also Canadian dollars. Is this in
Oh yeah,
Canadian
true.
dollars?
It's in Canadian dollars. $1,000
Yeah.
Canadian.
So
So more,
$1,000
more
Canadian, so
achievable than
basically,
you
like-
think to all you Americans out there.
Yeah, some American's gonna put in $5. It's like, wow, we've reached 1,000 Canadian dollar prize pool. That's crazy.
That's definitely gonna happen. But yeah, that's all I have for today's stream. And tomorrow we will be streaming at the same time, 3 p.m. PST until around 6. Oh, we're ending a little bit early today, probably. So maybe 5:30 p.m. PST. And I'm not exactly sure which channel will on, but I'll update you. And yeah, tune in tomorrow.
Hey, all I'm saying is the spikes here are way cooler than the Valorant spikes, but I don't know.
True. You know, let me tell you. I was a little bit sad to be put on the 3rd channel. Like there's the main channel, which has like thousands of followers, and there's the 2nd channel, which is used a little bit less, and there's this channel, which was made probably like last year. But I'm really happy to see that the turnout for this stream was really great. There were like constant 70 viewers for the entire time, and that made me really happy. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching.
Hey, all I'm saying is if you used your Plu Valorant leverage, you probably could have got us on there, but I don't know. Anyways,
Anyways.
yes. I guess that this is, a big first tournament. I'm happy to be back at CTL. Thank you again to the organizers. But, until next week, I guess, this is Cowbow signing out for my end.
Yeah, me too. Shout out CTL, shout out everyone, and see you everyone next week for New York University versus Brown and University of Michigan versus Yale. Some exciting names. Got some Ivy Leagues now.
Sorry, I just got a Tetrio music ad. Wow, that's terrible. Anyways, yeah, see you all tomorrow.
Yeah. Are we rating or?
Are we allowed to raid? Are we allowed to raid?
We're not allowed to raid. I'm sorry.
Oh, we're not?
No raid.
No.
Anyways,
Okay,
bye
unfortunate.
guys.
Okay, bye guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.